May God order your steps into all righteousness. Abdokataya. Right Makatonda Yataya. No weapon fashioned against us shall prosper. Lord, I thank you for the power of resurrection that is at work in my life and situation for a sustained breakthrough. In the name of Jesus, I ask for a deployment of the power of the Holy Spirit into your finances for notable and sustainable breakthrough. In the name of Jesus, I breathe on you the Spirit of God upon your life, upon your finances, upon your business. May the power of God come afresh upon you. I curse, I block, I thwart, I sabotage, I pull down, I throw down every force of darkness contending with you. Let that power bow in the name of Jesus. For this is the day the Lord has made. May you rejoice and be glad in it. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. In his presence there is fullness of joy. At his right hand there are pleasures forevermore. By strength shall no man prevail. With God on your side, you are powerful than the powerful, stronger than the strongest. In the name of Jesus, when God is on your side, power is on your side, favor is on your side, glory is on your side. The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former. I pray for you. May the finger of God come afresh upon you. May you be lifted. May you be elevated. May God grant you favor in every sphere of your life. In the name of Jesus, may God elevate you. May your going out be blessed. May your coming in be blessed. Wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, may you possess the place. I pray that any witchcraft coven plotting and scheming, planning and plotting against your destiny, let every force of darkness backfire by fire, backfire by fire. Break every conspiracy. Break in the name of Jesus. Break is your word, not like hammer breaking rocks into pieces. I block, I break, I pull down, I throw down every works of the devil. I cover you in the blood. May the finger of God come afresh upon you. May God order your steps into all righteousness. May you be elevated. May you be favored. May God bless you with marriage, bless you with finances, bless you with wealth and riches. Rabadu satokataya, makatonda yataya, Rabadu sata. Let victory be your portion. Upon Mount Zion there shall be deliverance, and the house of Lord's success, and the house of Holy of Holies, and the house of God shall be victorious. You are covered in the blood. You are favored. May you be lifted. May you rise and never come down. May God arise and let your enemies be scattered. You are covered in the blood. May you be elevated. May God cover you in the blood. By the efficacy of the blood, let every mountain crumble. Let every valley be filled. Let every crooked ways be made straight. I cover you in the blood. May God keep you safe. I pray for the church of God. I pray for the world. I pray for businesses. I pray for your career. I pray for your children. I pray for your child. I pray for your husband, your wife, your fiancé, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your helpers. I pray and prophesy. May your destiny helpers locate you right now. Break every force of darkness. May you be blessed. May you be lifted. Be blessed. Be lifted. Be exalted. You are covered in the blood. You are blessed and highly favored. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Yamiro ime frimo. Yesu fidye mami. Yetwama na mami. Yekantama kumisuse. Imi ye dawa brabo imu. So mwenye yame. Kamanga senti awda mesi ada ide asi ede free me home muina ede so asi ede free me pede muina so masera Yesu fidye mami, yetwama na mami. Yekantama kumisuse, imi ye dawa brabo imu. So mwenye yame. Yeah. Eswaba faswa mami. Samina so baby say ya. Akame suda. Benim so baby say ya. Eja kamanga senti awda. Mesi ada ide I see ide. Feel me home muina. Inde redaso.
Welcome to Mpɔtam Morning Show with PAPALAW Perfect. We streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. Sida. Give God some crazy praise. The best is yet to come. I'll be doing this with David Santos. Show produced by Ju GH. Stick and stay right here. The best is yet to come. What a gracious God we serve. 10 minutes, 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio, streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. We have a lot on the table for you. I'm going to be with you from now till 7 a.m. GMT. Monday edition of your favorite morning show, Mpɔtam, 10th of July 2023, the year of our Lord. So we'll have our reporter Kwekwe Free in the central region giving us a report and update on some happenings in the central region. Then we'll have the health segment, Dr. Paul Leslie of Standards Clinic in AKUFO-ADDO. Also have the political segment. We'll have the politicians take the center stage, do justice to what they love doing. A lot has been happening over the weekend. We are here again. The show is produced by GH. I'll be doing this with David Santos. My name remains PAPALAW Perfect, the navigator of the airwaves. So we're going to have a nice time. Stick and stay right here. Keep sharing. Share the broadcast on your page, on your timeline. Send the link to your friends. Tell your friends it's time for Mpɔtam Morning Show. How clean is your community? Clear the weeds, clear the gutters, sweep your compound. Make sure you tidy up your community. Put everything in order. Let's make Ghana a healthy and a clean place to live. What a God we serve. Go ahead, let's be in agreement with the songwriter Nasi and give God thanks. See what the Lord has done. What he promised, he would do it. Has he not said it, and will he not do it? To make sure his word come to pass or fruition in your life. Stick and stay right here. We have a lot of packages for you. Over the weekend, President John Dramani Mahama, former president, of course, said yes, we will break the 8 of corruption. Break the 8 of economic turmoil in Ghana. What's your say about this? That's a smart way of echoing the MPP's slogan or political cliche, breaking the 8. 3 killed in Kenya protest. There's this ongoing protest in Kenya by the leading opposition leader, Odinga, Raila Odinga. He's of the assertion that the verdict was stolen, a stolen verdict, of course. So politicians all over the world, everybody claim the elections are always stolen. Where are you? Or where were you when they were stealing your votes? Vigilance is another word for a politician. If you want to win elections, you must be vigilant. So the newly refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park temporarily closed down after recent inauguration. Amazing. So we are told that it will be reopened to the public once again on July 11, 2023. That is tomorrow, Tuesday. Planning to be there. But in Ghana, under study or under scrutiny to find out if there is another pandemic about to hit the world, so that we can arm ourselves ahead of time. Alright, so we have a lot more for you. I'll go for a break, and when I'm back, we'll do justice to the headlines, news that are making headlines in our various newspapers and news portals. Take us right here. Mpɔtam Morning Show with PAPALAW Perfect on PAPALAW Radio.
me free more. I'm a name coming. Ya me free more. Yes, so feed your man. You trouble the man. You can't tell me to be so sad. Give me your dawa so what?
Welcome back. 2 minutes to 7 a.m. GMT. The studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. So let me share with you the weather forecast for today so that you prepare for today. Favorably cloudy weather is expected across the country with isolated rain within the transition and middle sectors. Brighter conditions will follow later. A few areas within the south will experience rain in the evening. Ghana Meteorological Agency predicts. Let me take it again. Like I always say, good stories are always repeated. Variably cloudy weather is expected across the country with isolated rain within the transition and middle sectors. Brighter conditions will follow later. A few areas within the south will experience rain in the evening. Ghana Meteorological Agency predicts. GMET. Alright, so I'm sure you'll be able to prepare very well adequately for today. So hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. It's exactly 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.ghana.com and radiobox.com. How was your weekend? I'm sure you enjoyed your weekend. Now the headline. Asampa yetiampa
Ansafusu obunibia wan
obanyansafo obunibe wonkana wonsom yedi nipa na ye oman be ye fiminu mienu ara Ghana ye me no dia. We don't have any other country apart from Ghana. Enjoy the headlines for today. News that are making headlines in our various newspapers and news portals. Yes, we must break the 8. Dot to dot. Mahama echoes MPP mantra. That was a smart one. Politics in Ghana is always getting murkier and interested. One dead, another injured in Goree Tema motorway accident. I was nervous. Tiwa Savage reflects on performance at King Charles III coronation. Barcelona legend Luis Suarez passes away. And yet the more time, no. Yeah, old time Luis Suarez. I saw a lot of people share it. I'm happy you would die and die again. It's not the Suarez who actually blocked the ball. I don't know if it's what's the name of this footballer? I've forgotten the name. He was this young man who was also part of the under 20, the DIU squad. The guy got the ball inside the post and Suarez used his head to push it out. When it was shown red card, Amoja also missed the penalty in the goal post, and Suarez was excited. In fact, a monument has been made in honor of Luis Suarez of Barcelona. So it's not the Suarez all of you are thinking. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy. Any Suarezian spirit. This man made waves in Ghana to understand that pastors even use his action as a form of prayer topic. In Suarezian spirit. Any Suarezian spirit. We cast you, I just say, I beko go there. And Kokona, the synchro the baby born if you go post. Vote by money could have been used to settle buffer stocks arrears. Mahama to MPP. It looked like when politicians are in opposition, their thinking faculty works a lot. Now we can use the vote buying money
to pay the buffer stock arrears, right? Your Excellency, you are Bamu Park, a wood by Zicano, and what about your buffer stocks for arrears? More year, my politics yet. Too glaring, somebody are trona. And you also dear truck a crano, canon carrick a crab, and you are trona, mood DB for Musa. But discerning and thinking Ghanaians are watching closely. All right, LGBTQ plus is not a human right. Deputy Education Minister defends anti-gay bill. Local government assemblies must invest in defense management courses. AP Kumawood actress weeps uncontrollably at 17-year-old daughter's funeral. In fact, yesterday I wept myself. So painful. 17-year-old girl, beautiful girl, very intelligent girl. My condolences to you. May God keep to your comfort. It's not easy to lose such a child or a child. Of course, it's painful. The rules of Ghanaian media must be redefined. Professor Amin Alassan, current Director General of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. How will the boycott affect the outcome of the case? Allow the court to work. Kwache tells Minority. Valley View University, honest trailblazer, Frema Osei Opare. LGBTQ plus. We can't copy the lifestyle of others. Mutala Muhammad. I like your vociferousness. Be vociferous about this anti-gay bill, and I'm proud of you. Anybody who is against this thing, practically you are my friend, you are my fan. Uphold accountability, quality public service. AKUFO-ADDO's office holders. Ghana Refugee Board warns of security threats as refugees near border communities could attract jihadists. Elton John farewell tour ends after years of pure joy. Homosexuals are human. Don't beat them. Governance lecturer cautions Ghanaians. It feels good to be back to music. Samini, congratulations. You are done with your course at Game Park. Alright, I remain focused on building progressive nation. President AKUFO-ADDO anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Oral sex isn't unnatural sex and cannot be illegal. Atik Muhammad fires Osla Owusu. Atik Uyebiara. Atro boy oba politics mu atro saa mu di atrofi mu mofra bremu na mu di abaye atrofo wo mu mpanyi bremu obeye PNC for secretary ko si say my enfa dwen why. But in Ghana, under study by scientists for possible pandemic, Kenyan protesters tear gas outside police station. If you joke, they will tear gas you. Baumia's one constituency, 10 appointment. Hey, Baumia is so crowded. Boss there. Also, yeah, they were one student, one laptop, one teacher, one laptop, and there's one home of the 80-something%. Now we are was for by year. One constituency, 10 appointment. Hey. Baumia's one constituency, 10 appointment. Promise waste, not vision. Franklin Kujo. Energy shot. South Africa will survive winter. Minister. Legalize psycho. Elmina chief tells government. Twitter threatens legal action over threats up. Twitter for this is we say bloom take abuse a dear. Me a Twitter hokra me ni agro mo mo pen na mo be di agro threatens legal action over threats app Nigeria confirms outbreak of deadly diphtheria. LGBTQ plus, don't tell us what to do. Respect us as a sovereign state. Diplomatic community told. Boma of Africa 2023 Forum, accelerating Africans agenda. 2063 flagships. 2063 long journey for Africa. Northern region MPP vice chairman takes Baumia's campaign to Wolensi. 3 killed in Kenya protest over tax increase. Mahama running mate rumors. I'm not interested in the murky world of politics, Sir Sam Jonah. Under 23 or U23 AFCON, Morocco beat Egypt in extra time to win tournament. MPs must ensure anti-LGBTQ plus bill addresses spread of HIV is commissioned. GIP or JIPC CEO addresses investor concerns on anti-LGBTQ plus issues. Highlight cultural nuances. Stop politicizing anti-LGBTQ plus bill. Miracles Abuaji advises MPs. Domahini's plea for Kwesi didn't breach any rule. Dafia Makbo. We have no technical issues. WABCO refute Greco's claims. Greco for neutral. Most said that there's been an interruption in gas supply. Hence your inability to distribute power. Now you have been exposed by WABCO. Also, they have enough. They don't have any technical issues. The money at all. Greco. ECG. Arrogance won't solve NAFCO's indebtedness to food suppliers. Akando rebukes Brian Champo, the current agric minister. Greco blames widespread outage on pack to be temporarily closed down. I saw problem with food suppliers, but the research resurfaced with a minority for show. Brian Champon. Payment to food suppliers to begin July 17. Brian Champon assures. Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, iconic rail revamp to quench global minerals tests. We are interested in results, not essay writing. Group reacts to OSP's half-year report. Don't patronize unregistered, unlabeled baby diapers. Ghanaians urge. I've not been married twice. Nana Komia. Yes, the footballer I was talking about is Dominic Adiyia. That's the guy I'm talking about. He actually almost scored the goal. Some in other jurisdictions or refereeing rules, the referee had two discretions, either to declare it as a goal or penalty. So everybody was like, if we knew Asamoah will miss this penalty, it should have even declared that. Because the ball was already in the goal post. Alright, so Dominic Eddie, where are you? Where have you been? I'm sure you are doing well. We always messed up talent in Ghana. Alright, on my be stick and stay right here. I'm going for a quick break. When I'm back, we'll do more. 30 minutes on top of the hour, 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. Stick and stay right here.
Come on,
All right, your mind be ye welcome back from the break. I believe you are bouncing well. I want you to hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Welcome to Mpɔtam Morning Show, your favorite show on radio. Stick and stay right here. It's audio visual. Whilst we are doing radio, we are doing TV as well. So type into your search engine PAPALAW Radio /TV on Facebook, on YouTube. As we speak, we are streaming live on www.papalawmedia.com. Go on our page, and that's our website. Go there and listen to this all important broadcast. David Santos,
Attorney General,
David Santos,
proposing to a lady in her late 30s is not an engagement. It is a rescue mission.
It's a rescue mission.
I hope I'm making sense.
You are making more sense. Some women, when they get to certain age, we are aware, based on what they post.
Okay.
You will know that now when they were bluffing some men in their youthful days. We are not attacking women. Sometimes
No.
when you pass such comments, women feel offended, but the reality is some women
exactly
are not doing the needful. A lot of people feel so boisterous, so big to be called a wife or a fiancé and all that, fiancé I should say. So a lot is going on in the lives of mothers and sisters.
Yes.
So we hope and believe that in our youthful days we'll do the needful.
Exactly.
So welcome to Mpɔtam Morning Show. Mpɔtam
Morning Show. Cling, cling, cling.
Assembly please.
Cling, cling, cling. Attention please. Cling, cling, cling. Went here. Ubiti.
The best place to be, the best place to listen and be blessed and informed, not deformed. The best place to listen and to watch at the same time. It's a Mpɔtam Morning Show on PAPALAW Radio, PAPALAW Perfect. We'll be doing this with David Santos, my co-host. How was your weekend?
Attorney.
Yes, sir.
My weekend was so fantabulous.
Fantabulous.
Yeah, exactly. Not what you are thinking, because I know the flavor of when you smile and laugh like this.
Oh my goodness. You look like now you think for me.
I'm not thinking for you. I just know the difference between the flavor of your laughter. When
oh my God,
there is a breakage in your laughter, it means that no.
I'm just happy that President Mahama is echoing the MPP's mantra.
Okay, that
break the 8.
It's also there.
How he has twisted it. He said, yes, we must break the 8.
Yeah.
We must break the 8 years of corruption.
Yeah.
We must break the 8 years of impunity and waste. Yes, we must break the 8 years of poor governance. Yes, we must break the 8 years of arrogance.
Yeah.
Hey,
now
when politicians are out of power, the wisdom and the special grace they carry
is a different thing altogether.
Different dimension. I'm telling you.
I like the way he put it.
I'm telling
That's a very smart move there.
Always it blows my mind.
Yeah, and this one can stick. Yeah. We are breaking. Yeah, we are breaking the 8 years of corruption.
I'm telling you.
And someone is also saying that we are breaking the 8. Attorney.
Yes, sir. So what's happening?
I'm supposed to ask you what is happening because today. What's she Niama?
I'm just gearing up, firing up for my special day.
I understand.
I don't joke with birthdays.
Okay.
I take birthdays like World Cup. There's no other important day in my life apart from my birthday. So important.
So this the dressing.
Just the beginning.
Hey.
I'm just
road to birthday.
I'm telling you.
Then the day of the birthday, dear.
It's not going to be easy.
Wow.
Only God can stop us. Whether rain or shine,
it will come.
We will celebrate. All right. So might be a year for me. I'm going for a quick break. When I'm back, we'll do more. Stick and stay right here.
Asampayetia Obanyansafusu wobuni ya wankana asam Zema futu sam kakre wa asupeme Yo kofi
Omanye memai omayi ye won so dear. I want you to stick and stay right here. I have on the line a reporter in the central region. Kwaku Friye in the central region. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. It's been a while.
The Lord is faithful. The Lord is faithful. I
Sure,
hope all
sure.
is well.
Yes, in central region all is well.
We thank God. How's the weather condition?
Since yesterday, let's say over the weekend, we've had a very cloudy weather with intermittent rain.
Okay.
Yes, not that heavy as you call, but
That's right.
some kind of showers. Yesterday, we received that throughout. But this morning, it's still cloudy, and hoping that we'll have either rain or the sun will come.
We had similar situation here in Tema. I nearly said in Ghana. Anyway, what's happening in the central region? What can you report to us this morning?
Okay, so let me welcome our listeners and viewers to central region.
That's right.
You know the Senate by-election took place, and the NDC's candidate, Mr. James Dachikwesin, who happened to be the MP before the Supreme Court ruling came. So after the election, he was successfully sworn in Parliament on Tuesday, as you all witnessed. And over the weekend, the NDC held the Thanksgiving tour.
Yeah.
Yes, and they finally ended it with a Thanksgiving rally, as they called it. So you had all the big wigs coming down to Asim Breku and ATM virus once again. They started on Friday with. Hello.
Yeah, I'm on the line. Yes. Sir.
Okay. So they started on Friday with the Muslims, where they joined their worship and thanked them. And then they continued with visitation to some of the. You remember when President Mahama came to Breku, we had some accidents with crash injuries, and
that's right.
Even one person lost their life as a result of the accident. So he visited the injured people and then donated some monies to them to continue with their healthcare delivery. And then on Sunday, which was yesterday, the party visited Saviour's Church. You remember when I went to Breku, I told you that Saviour's Church, the pastor gave us a place to sleep. Most of the journalists that came.
That's right.
Yeah, so that is where they held their Thanksgiving denominational service. And then in the afternoon, around 12:30, they held the non-denominational Thanksgiving service, where pastors across denominations or churches came.
So it was a non-denominational service.
Yes, it was a non-denominational service held by the NDC. So we had most pastors from the district coming to grace the occasion, where they thank God for the victory won. And then the NDC in turn also thanked the people of Asim Breku. I remember the statements made by the 2020 vice presidential candidate, or running mates who said that when they were in despair, they ran to the people, and the people did not turn their back on them. They gave them that resounding victory to confirm Honorable James Jachikwesin as the MP for the constituency. So on the political front, that is the major issue that happened here in the central region. And you also know that the MPP is opening the nomination for the orphan constituencies for their parliamentary primaries. Right. And then we had some of the constituencies issuing statements giving guidelines to prospective candidates to follow. A typical example is Cape Coast North constituency, which issued a statement through their constituency secretary to tell people or to announce to people of those who qualify to contest and those who do not qualify, and then the amount involved in their contest. It's a non-refundable amount of 3,000 cedis to pick the domination. Right. And when you are filing it it's 35,000 cedis. But they have that waiver for the youth, women, and then the people living with disability, which is 17,500. So that is another story. But on Thursday, last week Thursday, we had the aspiring flag bearer for the MPP in the name of Dr. Owusu Friye Akoto, former Agric minister, also visited the Ejumako Enyanesiam constituency in Ejumako Bisiansi. He met the delegates in Presby Church in Salem, where he talked about his loyalty to the party. The MPP's tradition, they traced their genesis from the UGCC right to the NLM, the National Liberation Movement, which was formed prior to independence by Bafo Akoto, the father of Dr. Friye Akoto. Right. So he said he's a true party person who has the blood in him to lead the party to 2020 election, and he touted his achievements in the agri sector when he was the sector minister. And he said, hello, you can...
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. And he said because of his sterling performance in the agri ministry, that is why Ghana had a full security. At the time the COVID came and had a tone on every activity in this country. So he said he's the best person to lead the MPP. And he also mentioned that when he's given the opportunity, he's going to establish companies. He said the party should not be run by the government because they are two entities, and the party should not expect the government to bring money to them, but rather they can form companies where contracts can be awarded, or portion of some contract can be awarded to the party from the national level to the constituency level, where national executive, constituency, regional and constituency executive will be manning these companies, and then polling station executive will be serving as workers to this company. And he cited ANC in South Africa as a typical example in Africa that has come out with this model. And because of that, the party does not rely on government for funding. So that is mostly what he said. So he was received by a rousing and enthusiastic party faithfuls on that fateful day. So politically, these are some of the stories that we can report to you from Central Region.
Wow. About Honorable Jachikwesin, I'm looking at the promises he made during the electioneering process. Remember, he had I don't know if it was a Deba or one of their campaign, their rallies. I remember he called the whole family of the deceased and promised to take care of the children. Even gave out physical cash through the National Communications Officer, Sami Gentry. How visible is that promise? Because he gave the money and then promised to take care of the children till I think secondary school or so.
Yes.
How visible is that?
Yes, you see, it's becoming a norm. It's becoming part of our life as Ghanaians and as politicians. Whenever there is an election, you know that we always say that all promises politicians make empty promises, but what betides you if you want to contest for a position and you don't make any promise to the people. The people want to hear that sugar coated words, of which they later come back to also blame the politician. I personally don't think that this particular promise is going to be visible. Maybe for the first year or two, especially when next year there is another election. I am expecting that for the period within that, he's going to perform his role. Maybe at the end of the month, he can send them some monies for their feeding and other educational expenses. And don't forget, if Honorable Jachikoisen is to take care of this case up to the university level or even up to 18 years, the question is, in the next 4, 8, 12 years, where will he himself be?
That's right.
That is the question. Yes. So as to whether or not
we should be looking beyond today.
Yes, definitely, because
I like that assertion. He's already 71 or 70 something.
Yes, he's aged already, and he might even go for maybe another term in 2024 when he's able to get the nod from the people. And don't forget, this is a constituency since 2012. There hasn't been any MP who has enjoyed 2 terms. And we would even say that he is fortunate to win 2 elections through this by-election. So there hasn't been an MP who is able to win 2 elections since 2012 in Asin North. So as to whether by 2024 general election, he will still be the favorite. Political fortunes can change within a day. Certainly. Or even an hour to election.
That's right.
So as to whether he will still enjoy that fortunes he's enjoying today is another question that needs answers. So we will live to see. We only pray that you have life to see. And as you rightly pointed out, we will follow up this particular matter in the coming months to see whether or not he's performing the role that he has promised the family. But for me, I'm sure he can do that within this year up to the end of 2024, when maybe he wins another election or the people decide to give another person the opportunity to serve them as their member of parliament. But as to taking care of them too, Chairman Woon to me was also there to make a lot of promise on behalf of Charles Opoku. The question is, now that the by-election is over, are they going to fulfill it?
Is it going to be
we have seen situations where even projects are started by the government during electioneering years, and after election, they don't see the light of the day. So it's something that personally I don't think it can travel beyond the 2024 election.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're always grateful. Always a pleasure speaking to us.
But let me add something to this. I've already invited you to the 2023 Abanje Festival.
That's
and
right.
I'm looking forward to you and your crew coming to witness the biggest festival in Ejumako in Yanisi. I mean, our constituency or the district has 198 communities.
Amazing.
Yes, in the whole Ghana, it is the district with the highest number of assembly members. That is 71 when you add the elected and the government appointees together with the DC and the MPs. The constituency with the highest number of assembly members. And the CNC happens to be the biggest community in the district. So our festival is big, and I'll be expecting you to be here.
Come. When is the date?
Well, we start the festival on 4th August.
Okay.
Prior to that, we will have a couple of activities, but the main cultural activity happens on 4th August. Unfortunately, on that day, no, that is on Friday.
Okay.
And the Deba, when you want to understand the culture of the people, then you should be here on 4th August,
okay,
where you get to see the parading of twins across the town.
Wow.
Yes, showcasing them and thanking the gods for delivering them to the various parents.
Wow.
And then after that, we have the pounding of the palm fronts to signify the victory that our forefathers won during the war days. And we were told that before the war, they each member go for a palm front, and it's been put under the goddess, so that after the war you go and take yours. And so the remaining ones at the shrine will help them to identify the number of people that were not able to return home during the war. So that was how our forefathers were using to see their victory or their losses during the war. So it's something fascinating. And then in the evening on Fridays, we have what we call Asosonsu. The Asosonsu, according to oral tradition, determines the fortunes of the community. It's like a rope or a thread or like beads, a very long one. So we have somebody who throws it every year, and the euphoria surrounding it and the stories is very fascinating. So we'll be looking up to seeing PAPALAW Radio and the crew here coming to add to the colorful event that we are having this year.
Trust us, we'll be there. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Papa.
Have a blessed day.
Thank you. So let me promise our listeners and viewers that we'll be bringing you up to speed on the NPP primaries.
Okay.
Those will be picking their forms. We'll try as much as we can to give you the rundown as and when the forms are paid. And,
all right.
We will update you on that. So,
thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So that was our reporter Kwekwe Free in the Central Region reporting on the latest happenings in Asin North. We always promise you the best. That makes PAPALAW Radio unique. It's not just before, during, even after. We make sure we monitor political activities in our various divide. Stick and stay right here in Mpɔtam Morning Show. Dimpa ye chain and when Mishra Nemoni Payodi for 37 minutes on top of the hour, 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. It's time for newspaper review segment with David Santos. David Santos,
Attorney General.
Today be today.
Attorney, I'm not getting the picture well. Because when you mention my name, then you are smiling. You are, I don't know.
I'm just happy.
Is everything
anyway?
Okay?
Everything is fine. All right, so let's take the newspapers.
All right. Okay, so it's time for us to update you on the front page of the newspapers this morning, and I'm starting with the Ghanaian Publisher. On the front page of the Ghanaian Publisher, it says, "Why I endorse Bawumia Isaac Osei, and then I secured $200 million World Bank cash for 3 crop agenda." That is Akumadang tomatoes. Yeah,
tomatoes.
Yes, FA Ekutu NW. Valley View honors Freeman with Doctor of Science degree. And then President Hai Chilma invite Jospon to Zambia. And then see something, say something intensified in Upper East region. So these are on the front page of the Ghanaian Publisher.
All right, so I'll take the Chronicle. NHIA, that is National Health Insurance Authority, pays 471 million Ghana cedis to health facilities in 42 days. Alan's Edrumeso message is justified. Nyama, I negotiated $200 million from World Bank for free crop project, a free year Akoto. Kufuor planted and Nana watered. Kufuor planted and Nana watered me, says Vip Bawumia. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 8. I planted, Apollos watered, but God brings the harvest. Hey,
yeah, your man, no?
Politicians,
I swear.
when they want political power, they can quote scriptures.
Exactly.
Verbatim.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right, so take the Informer.
Okay, on the front page of the Informer, in this issue, uphold good governance, Kufuor urge African leaders, and also minority condemned over boycott of parliament. See something, say something campaign intensified. I'm best to lead MPP. Bawumia declare as he chaps Mahama over policy alternatives. And then 14th MTN Post Africa Role Model Award, Napo stand out. Anti-gay bill, Akwaku-Adddo, plus Amnesty International. So these are on the front page of the Informer.
All right, so I will take the New Crusading Guide. Former Ashanti Regional Chairman of Ghana Journalists Association family in a fatal accident in the USA. AG holds talks with World Intellectual Property Organization boss in Geneva. World Bank to inject $200 million into tree crop vision a free Akoto. See something, say something campaign intensified. Chief of Staff and others awarded doctorate degrees. Takwa Inswaim MP donate 30 motorbikes to electoral coordinators. Zambian president seeks expansion of Jospon Group's operations. So take the Daily Searchlight.
All right, on the front page of the Daily Searchlight, I will not embark on campaign of vilification and distraction. Alan Chramante on the front page there. Then TUC should reason strike decision economist, and then uphold accountability, quality public service. Kufuor urges office holders, and then vote massively for humble, intelligent Bawumia. Kufuor's Isaac Osei Edge Ashanti Region Delegate, and then also Alan's quest to lead MPP is justifiable, Richard Nyama, and then I am the seed Kufuor discovered, planted and watered by Nana Adodankwa AKUFO-ADDO, Baumia Enekasa Ewon, and then WAPCO has no hand in gas shortage. So these are on the front page of the Daily Searchlight.
So on the front page of the Custodian, I won't contest the Kwapim South seat, MCE. Zambian president pledges support for Jospon Grove. I'm a protege of Kufuor, AKUFO-ADDO, Baumia declares. Race course gets facelift as work on bridge begins. See something, say something campaign intensified in Upper East. I facilitated $200 million World Bank cash into tree crop vision. Everybody's taking the glory.
Yeah.
But when the mess is here, nobody
yes.
is held accountable.
Exactly.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, I'm taking the Daily Dispatch. On the front page of the Daily Dispatch, it says Baumia humbly reminds MPP delegates when MPP needed a witness at the 2012 election petition, I sacrificed my political career. Others give excuses. Obed Asamu.
Now we achievement.
Oh.
Politics, do what they can see.
Sir, or catch them
So no got boxing.
Aha. And no, Munkai di waye mamu. Afe na me bad ye. Munkai se maye biya mamu pa. And so, or they can see you.
Politics.
Obed Asamwa on the Busia area. And then Ghanaian prisons congested by 48%. Women left to die as nurses at Afrao Hospital refused to take Momo at 4 a.m. Mahia South fully behind Baumia to be MPP flag bearer Opoku Prempe. So these are on the front page of the Daily Dispatch.
The Ghanaian Observer, see something, say something. National Security Deepens campaign. Napo named overall African role model in politics and governance. Some catchers and Napo.
Yeah.
Potential vice president to Baumia if he should win. And then Educhu is also a potential one. And then the current majority leader and minister for parliamentary affairs, Osechi, is also a potential vice presidential candidate to Baumia. Alan's own, I'm yet to know. AKUFO-ADDO, Zambian president honored. Vote massively for humble, intelligent Baumia. Isaac Osei Edge, Ashanti region delegate. Zambia opens doors for Jospon. Take the finder.
On the front page of the finder, it says VVU honors Nana Addo, Zambia president JK Kufuor, chief of staff Nana Konedu Ajiman Rollins, and on the front page of the finder there, the Zambia president backs expansion of Jospon Group operations, and then I persuaded World Bank to inject $200 million into three crops agenda. Dr. Afie Akutu, I am Kufuor. I am Kufuor. I am Kufuor. AKUFO-ADDO creation. Dr. Baumia proclaims at meetings with delegates, and so these are on the front page of the funder.
The Daily Post, come and expand the operations in our country. Zambia's president to Jospon. Baumia's one constituency, 10 appointment promise, a waste no vision. Frankly, Kujo. Baumia also the hey, Boshe. It's open Boshe party.
So be a shebo.
Boshe de Noani Baumia.
Only dear.
Boshe dear.
Untimin.
Come, I say yes. We must break the 8 years of corruption. Mahama tells the youth. Vote buying money could have been used to settle buffer stock arrears. Mahama to the MPP. NDC holds victory rally Thanksgiving service in Asin North. Metro Lens.
On the front page of the Metro Lens, Zambia President Woes Josport Group unveil lucrative prospect for business expansion. Baumia Kufuor discovered, planted, and AKUFO-ADDO watered my political aspirations. Grassroots claim of Drew Alonso justifiable by his contributions to MPP Richard Nyama. The vote massively for humble, intelligent Baumia H. Kufuor or say. So these are on the front page of the Metro Lens.
The Daily Analyst. AKUFO-ADDO attends 63rd ECOWAS Summit in Guinea-Bissau. 2023 Farmer Awards. Tobinko wins Entrepreneur of the Year, grabs 5 another awards. TAPSA elect new executives and focus on building a progressive nation. AKUFO-ADDO. Anti-LGBTQ plus bill useless. Kofi Akpalu fires. Eddie Ochere.
Akpalu there.
Okay,
the Supreme newspaper on the front page of the Supreme newspaper.
We not say LPG.
Yeah.
Liberal Party of Ghana said the Yemen Mayor president.
Oh.
Look at the words you are using. Useless.
Yeah.
Do you know what it takes to put pen to paper? And if you write,
it's not easy.
Backed by the law with their lawyers, you can't be serious.
You can't be serious there.
If I am Ghanaians, this man, he won't even get one vote. All right, so you go ahead.
Okay, Attorney. So no one can have voted on another news will preventing you from voting.
Don't go vote today.
And only accept no Attorney. Okay, so on the front page of the Supreme newspaper, I say grassroots claim of Drew Alonso justifiable by his contribution to MPP. And then Richard Nyama and Kasa Ewo Freeman Opari awarded doctorate degree at WU. I say see something campaign progressing. Vote massively for humble, intelligent Baumia Kufuor's Isaac Osei edges Asante region delegate. Zambia President and Josport collaborate to revolutionize waste sector.
So, all right, so yeah. The Republic Press and NDC MPs join buffer stock demo. Napo named African role model in politics and governance. Ghana, Zambia sign agreement to boost ties. East region man 22 handed on the neck over 70 Ghana cities. Bronx, Bono region, 6 illegal miners arrested in Doma. All right, so take the Meridian.
Okay, on the front page of the Meridian, it says vote massively for humble, intelligent Baumia Isaac Osei to delegate. I remain focused on building a progressive nation. Nana Adodankwa AKUFO-ADDO. Nat SEC intensify see something campaign project in Upper East. Come and expand your operations in our country. Zambia President to Josport. And so these are on the front page of the Meridian. Okay, so we continue with the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, it says claims by healthcare providers. National Health Insurance Authority pays over 471 million Ghana cedis in 42 days, back to 90-day arrest window. Zambia President woes Josport to invest in country's waste management sector. And then Attorney General lead government delegation to 64th General Assembly of WIMPO. And the National Security Ministry takes see something say something campaign to Upper East region. Preserving cultural heritage could help in climate change adaptation. And so these are on the front page of the Kenyan Times.
All right, so I'll take the new publisher. LGBT bill, blackmail and MPs fear. Rights group angry, government silent.
Boko.
Hey, Brady.
Boko.
Anytime I see people talk about this thing, I flare up. I wish I have monopoly over everybody in Ghana. With these people, we just separate shoot them, firing squad. Otubara on the Techinungwa.
Yes.
We just go and do firing squad. Simple. God made you a human being and you want to be an animal.
Yeah.
It's animalistic. Ashanti delegates connect to Bawumia campaign. Napo wins African Role Model Award. See something, say something. Campaign hit Upper East. We will be one of the journalists who will be speaking against this nonsense. We are not those who will be promoting it. We will promote it. And I've made my stance clear. As a journalist, as a citizen of this land, this is my stance. You can say your own for all I care.
Okay.
The reality is that it's detestable before God and detestable in Ghana. Because the majority will decide.
Yes. So if you like,
we can even do referendum. And we see yes or no, yes or no. You see. Yamia body the or some yes, I bet, and somewhere back a cow.
Oh, attending. Okay, so on the front page of the Anchor, Asamoah to unseat Botiano MP. Yeah.
Arazawa is a hokwara.
So called the Akwan.
Onyai old to me winning. Politics. It's not for footballers.
It's not for footballers.
Komisa John Dumelo. Office work. You see, he's now building. See that you'll be winning.
Okay.
But thinking that Asamoah is a household name, so everybody will vote for you, is a lie.
It's a lie.
Don't deceive yourself. Politics, acting, they don't have any correlation
with politics.
Politics, football, they don't have any correlation until you become a political animal. You can never win. You have to be an animal. Political animal. Just say Udi politics.
Yeah.
Unknown politics.
You are right.
Your name alone don't win elections.
No. Yeah.
Check the record.
Strategy, any experience, any.
Udi atwaka kra.
Yeah. I said, somebody discovered and I'll be able water.
Apollos. And then they want to pour a plant here. Now Apollos are water.
Yes.
Never did the harvest number. You better say ready be more better.
Okay. Brico ECG cut pants down over Dumso as West African gas pipeline exposes officials over Friday's power outage.
Azangwa. South two companies.
Omo
mutia chopa ni Grico. Anoma kwesi we ni so omo say anoma na ma transmit an article. Azan. Atronko a. Omo ne beto wa na wapko. Maybe a weekend. And omo so de beto say gas bi ansan offer. Mo nka no kware. Na munyi emfi na munya na gas ni o gas ni o. Attorney,
it's not easy. Okay, another promise is here, and I hope you fire on that more. One electoral coordinator, one motorbike. Takwa MP.
Takwa MP. Actually, what the 30 amount of that.
The 30 amount of that.
We gina na money crasi. And now, see ye leaders, Papa.
Oh, attorney.
Have big leaders in Kwan.
Oh.
Mami for Okunini, let me take the Okunini Daily Graphic. Okunini Daily Graphic. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, government committed to protecting intellectual property. Attorney General. Attorney General, we say Ope fancy pa. That be your casa. African state need trade partnership. Zambian president. Police arrest chief for destroying 33,000 rubber trees. You're in a pa.
Now oh
What do you mean to move to Guess it. Guess. Anya galamsey ya.
Maybe okay. Is it galamsey?
Video be go viral. Messi galamsey. Omo pe year kuturu.
Na sir.
A good year. Video be go viral. I think about almost a year. Say 8 months. Yes. Almost 2 galamsey ya kutu Crawford die as a one.
Oh yeah.
To ya kutu Crawford there.
Yeah.
That's how greedy.
Mommy be cry or sorry anyway, yes.
Kind. Up there, yeah, we good year. Oh, we are good year. I want me there. We are good year, me there.
I tell you, I'm up for more deal.
God help us.
Oh wait, it's not easy.
David Santos, me that's it. All right, 1 minute. 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com. If you have a good producer and a good technician, one man doing production and then technical work as well, and then you are blessed because we were having technical challenge with a microphone, but he sorted it out for us within a twinkle of an eye. Thumbs up. We appreciate you. All right, so I'm going for a quick break. When I'm back, we'll do more.
Can you bring the wafa? Empower ways now winya. Yamishira, Mamani Paya, the Foa, and Yanum. Yafanya Mistroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, Abraham, and Moyamurae, Abeya, Fianara, Amabaya, Fianara, Janova, Asita,
Moya Breye or my be Feminum 8 minutes, 2 minutes on top of the hour, 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I came, I saw, and I conquered. I have on the line Dr. Brefo Apau Leslie of Standards Clinic in Koforidua, our radio pastor. It's time for the health segment. How well do you know about meningitis? Today we are discussing meningitis. was the last time you heard this? All right, so Dr. Brefua Leslie is already on the line. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, boss.
Welcome to PAPALAW Radio and on Mpɔtam Morning Show.
Thank you.
How are you doing? How's the family? Your patient?
I'm fine. My patients are also fine.
We thank God. So, as a general practice, and as always, as a practitioner, you are actively practicing what you love best. I remember one of the days you told us, if you're a doctor and you know you are not called to be a doctor, back off. Just drop your tools and go away. As an active practitioner, how do you assess the healthcare in Ghana?
This question, I've always been saying, because there is more room for improvement. There is more room for improvement. So government has to play his role, and we, the health workers, too, we have to play our role so that we can help save life.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at healthcare accessibility. How many Ghanaians, percentage-wise, are able to access health facilities here in Ghana, from the public sector across the private sector as well?
Okay, I don't have the figures.
Okay.
But I think they are patronizing the healthcare system.
That's right.
A lot of people, because from my point of view, we've been seeing a lot of patients, and people are patronizing the healthcare system.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
All right, so let's go straight. So today we're discussing meningitis. So what is meningitis?
Meningitis. Okay. When we talk about meningitis, it is infection of the coverings of the brain.
Wow.
You get it? So the brain is covered by some membrane. So the infection that affects the coverings of the brain, and this infection is mostly caused by bacteria, by viruses, fungi, and protozoa. Now, one type of cerebrospinal meningitis caused by Neisseria meningitidis.
You mean the spine, right?
Pardon?
You mean the spinal cord?
When we talk about the cerebrospinal meningitis, you see, the spinal cord, there's a fluid in the spinal cord, so the infection affects that fluid to the coverings of the brain. Because that's why we call cerebrospinal meningitis. We have CSM as the abbreviated form. Now, it is more commonly in the northern and the upper regions of Ghana.
Okay.
And
is there any reason behind it? Is there any reason?
That one, I've not researched into that.
Okay.
It is more common there. And it is usually confused with cerebral malaria. Last time I talked about malaria, the complicated malaria or the severe malaria. So meningitis is commonly confused with cerebral malaria. And when you get meningitis is a medical emergency. Failure to recognize and manage meningitis may result in serious complications. So if you suspect meningitis, what you have to do is to inform the regional or the district health authorities in your vicinity or in your locality for them to act as soon as possible.
Why the district directorate?
Because they help. We have the disease control people there. They have the disease control people there, so they can help with they can help the practitioners, the clinicians, so that we all team up and solve the issue.
Okay.
Because,
I know you have a clinician and nurses also.
Yes, it's a medical emergency. So if you fail to recognize and treat them appropriately, it's going to result in a serious complication. So it's a teamwork. You have to work. You see, cases like malaria, cases like typhoid, you see, a clinician, a practitioner, medical practitioner, and a nurse can solve it at our facility.
Okay.
But cases like meningitis, you don't have to wait for the patient to come. You have to get the disease control people so that they can go to the homes, the various homes, and also search for those who are having it, detect those who have had contact with those having it. Then so we trace them. And
Oh, so it's
sort them.
contagious, right?
Yes, please.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, please.
But it's much talk less. I mean, disease. People
Yes.
don't really talk about it. Why is it
Of
so?
course. That one is the duty of the disease control
Yes,
people.
it's one. All you hear is malaria, 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 and the likes. Anyway, so what causes meningitis?
Okay, as I said, we have various causes of meningitis. We have the bacterial causes. We have when you talk about the bacterial causes, some of the organisms that can cause meningitis, we have the Neisseria meningitis, we have the Streptococcus pneumoniae, we have the Haemophilus influenza, we have the Mycobacterial tuberculosis, we have the Staphylococcus aureus, we have the E. coli, and also viruses can cause meningitis. And practical example of the viruses, we have the herpes virus. Another cause is the protozoa. When you talk about protozoa, practical example is the toxoplasma in HIV patients. They can also cause meningitis. We have fungi. Fungi too can cause meningitis. So these are some of the causes of meningitis.
So tell us about the signs and symptoms of meningitis.
Okay, thank you. Meningitis, with the signs and symptoms, I'll take you through adults and children above 5 years.
Okay.
Then I'll talk about children below 1 year. The signs and symptoms. So with the signs and symptoms for adults and children above 5 years, we have fever. They present with neck pains, severe headache, photophobia. When you talk about photophobia, when you switch on lights, they can't tolerate it.
Okay.
There'll be a change in behavior. There will be convulsion.
Wow.
And vomiting. So you see, it's like the symptoms is like malaria, but the slight difference is there's neck pains, the photophobia, and the change in behavior. You get it? So that's how you can pick up as soon as possible. For children less than 1 year, we have fever, we have irritability, we have the refusal to eat, they will poor sucking. When you give them the breast, they will not be able to suck. We have vomiting, drowsiness and weak cry. We have focal or generalized convulsion. Then we have lethargy. So that is it. So these are the symptoms of meningitis in both adults and children and infants. Yes.
All right. So, Doc, how do you investigate all this?
Investigation. For meningitis, we have the full blood counts. You can do full blood counts for meningitis. We can do rapid diagnostic tests for malaria because it mimics malaria. So we have to rule out malaria by doing malaria tests too. We have to do blood film for malaria parasites, as I said, to also exclude cerebral malaria. And the most important lab investigation that we normally do for meningitis is the lumbar puncture. The lumbar puncture. That is the golden investigation we do for meningitis. And when you are doing lumbar puncture, you have to only lumbar puncture is done only after excluding raised intracranial pressure. Then you have to do blood culture and sensitivity. So these are the various labs that we can request or we can do for someone who suspects meningitis.
So, can some drugs cause meningitis?
Drugs?
Yes.
No. As I said, meningitis is caused by bacterial infection, viruses, protozoa, and fungal infections.
All right. So let's look at how do we manage meningitis?
Okay. The management of meningitis is strictly hospital-based management. You don't have to stay home and manage meningitis. So you have to go to the hospital. Now, We can give drugs. You first admit the patient. You do what we call tepid sponging. You keep the airway clear. You can give nasogastric tube feeding if applicable. Then we give more of antibiotics. When we have bacterial meningitis, you can give ceftriaxone IV or IM, or you can give other medications like benzopenicillin IV. You can give chlorphenicol IV. That's it. So some of these drugs are not recommended for children below 2 months, and also for pregnant and lactating mothers. So people they have to come. If you suspect someone of meningitis, or there is meningitis in your area and you picked up some of the symptoms, you have to go to the hospital for prompt treatment. We have prophylaxis for meningitis. When you talk of prophylaxis, we have prophylactic treatment is recommended for patients 2 days prior to discharge, and also for those close contacts. So we can give them ciprofloxacin. So if you've had, someone who have been tested positive for meningitis, you can take the ciprofloxacin, and it's going to help us all. So
all right. So what about the azothioprine or something?
What?
Azathioprine. Is it also used to manage?
It's based on the presenting complaint of the patient. Okay. Ideally, these are the baseline management of meningitis.
All right. So I'm trying to learn your biological terms and not that.
Now,
yes, sir.
The role of steroids. You see, we have what we call dexamethasone. Dexamethasone, started together with the first dose of the appropriate antibiotic, has been found to lead to major reduction in hearing loss and death in both children and adults. So what you are saying, dexamethasone is not recommended in people with meningitis. We are stopping it.
Yes. All right, Doc, always a pleasure having you on radio to educate us.
Thank you.
We are grateful.
Okay.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so that was Dr. Mpɔtam Leslie of Standard Clinic in AKUFO-ADDO. Speak to us on the subject meningitis. Stick and stay right here. I'll be right back with the editorials for today.
Asampayetia Obayansa fusu wo munibia wanka na asam Zema futu sam kakre wa supreme Yo kofi Oman ya woman Omani ya memana Genyi baby ako Wachata ya wareni Wonsom wanini pa Asadipa wofyoye Yamo yembera ebe ya efiyana Amaya umano Amaya mamana Adiwaye noya Nyamichata Nyamana renya Wanso wanyipa Sawaya wanabe Yamo yembera ebe ya efiyana
Wansom ya dinipa na ye 17 minutes on top of the hour, 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online, radiobox.com. I want you to hit the share button, share the broadcast on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Now the editorials for today. Yes, we must break the 8 ... Mahama echoes MPP mantra. Former President John Dramani Mahama has weighed into the breaking the 8 quote mantra of the new patriotic MPP. By the mantra, the ruling party seeks to continue to stay in power, to stop 8-year election cycle of political rule political party rule in Ghana since the advent of the Fourth Republic. Addressing members of the National Democratic Congress (NDC) at a tertiary education institute network team alumni connect event on Saturday, July 8th, the 2024 flag bearer of the party said breaking the 8 will be achieved, but because Ghanaians are fed up with the corruption, wastage, impunity and arrogance among other ills under the AKUFO-ADDO led administration. Yes, we must break the 8 years of corruption, he began. Yes, we must break the 8 years of impunity and waste. Yes, we must break the 8 years of poor governance. Yes, we must break the 8 years of arrogance. The former president bemoaned the current economic conditions, pointing out how the youth are yearning to travel abroad despite the dangers associated with their journeys. Most Ghanaian youth, rightly disillusioned by the hopelessness engulfing our country, are now preparing to leave the country in search of greener pastures elsewhere, he observed. Not even the perilous nature of those journeys in this pursuit is enough to deter them. Many sectors, especially education and health, continue to lose many professionals who find the attraction of earning far more abroad than they do here irresistible. This is a telltale sign of national failure. It needs to be reversed as quickly as we can. He therefore called on well-meaning Ghanaians to stem the tide as early as the next elections. The reality, however, is that no measure of confidence can be placed in this AKUFO-ADDO Bawumia government to be able to do this. The sad reality is that only a change of government through the 2024 elections can result in a change in the trajectory of this country, as the MPP has come to an end of the road in terms of any workable ideas. 3 killed in Kenya protests over tax increase. The number of people killed in protests in Kenya rose to 3 on Saturday. A hospital official and 2 police officers told AFP after opposition leader Raila Odinga urged Kenyans to take to the streets against tax hikes. Police on Friday fired tear gas in the capital, Nairobi, targeting Odinga's convoy, and took similar steps against demonstrations in the cities of Mombasa and Kisumu. We had another casualty, now bringing the number of dead to 2 as a result of demonstrations yesterday, said George Rai, CEO of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Hospital in Kisumu, an opposition stronghold on Lake Victoria. 2 police officers speaking to AFP on condition of anonymity said a 3rd man died in hospital in southern Migori County. It has been confirmed that the man taken to hospital with a gunshot wound in the head passed on. One of the officers said by phone. Another police officer confirmed the toll, saying 2 fatalities were in Kisumu and 1 in Migori. On Saturday, police used tear gas on civil society representatives, including former Chief Justice Willie Mutunga, who were demanding the release of dozens of people taken into custody during the protest. Campaigners said it is not justifiable. It is not justified at all for police to hurl tear gas at us when we have come peacefully to seek the release of innocent activists detained in the south since yesterday, said Advocate Lempa Suyanka. Some of them were even injured and they require medical attention, he told reporters. Millions of cities of goods and properties washed away in whole after floods on Saturday. A flood caused by torrential rain swept through the Volta regional capital Ho on Saturday. The late afternoon rain caused havoc in the suburbs downstream, destroying goods and properties worth millions of Ghana cedis. A textile dealer, Ernestina Na Enterprise, popularly known as Awonye store, was the most hit victim in the unfortunate incident. A culvert measuring 10 feet wide, which stretches through whole Banco, housing the whole polyclinic area, couldn't contain the running water from upstream, hence flooding the premises of the Asogli state in Banquoi. The flood water later broke through the back of the textile shop situated as Civic Center in the central business district of Ho and washed away textiles and other goods. The Ghana National Fire Service, after preliminary investigations, prescribed the incident as a disaster due to the extensive havoc caused by the flood. Station Officer 2 Mauli Kagbami led a team of firemen from Ho Municipal Command to help in retrieving items from the textile shop. He reiterated a call by the community for the culvert to be expanded to be able to contain enough water. The shop owner, Ella Ati, blamed the havoc on some major pipes which ran across the culvert around the shop. According to her, they began to experience flooding in the area after the Ghana Water Company channeled some of its lines across the culvert. I came to her when I was 16. I am now 54. We have never experienced any form of flooding until the pipes were stationed there. I am telling the authorities we have already lost our properties, but what happens if a life is lost next time? They must address the situation, she grieved. Meanwhile, the whole municipal assembly has directed residents to leave the affected areas to safer grounds to ensure safety. Homosexuals are humans, don't beat them. Governance lecturer cautions Ghanaians. Dr. Benjamin Ochre Ankra has sounded caution to Ghanaians not to inflict bodily harm on any person suspected of or caught in the act of homosexuality. According to him, though he strongly supports the anti-gay bill before Parliament, he however cautions the citizenry not to take matters into their own hands. The anti-gay bill, dubbed Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2022, was adopted by all members of Parliament on Wednesday and is aimed at criminalizing homosexuals acts in the country. The bill, when passed into law, seeks to provide a proper framework to sanitizing the Ghanaian society of the practices and ills of the LGBT plus Q plus community. It is primarily to ensure proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values while banning the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, LGBTQ plus, and all their related activities. Your application is full of confusion, distortion of fact, Dame tells Chachu Chikata in Jachikwe's criminal trial. Attorney General Godfred Yeboah Dame has told an Accra High Court that the application filed by lead counsel for James Jachikwe's in Chachu Chikata seeking to stay proceedings and appeal pending an appeal to the Court of Appeal is grounded on irrelevant matters, distortion of fact, and confusion. Arguing in opposition to the application by Mr. Chachu Chikata, The AG stated that the application does not show any exceptional circumstances warranting a stay of proceedings in a criminal trial, and that same was merely designed to frustrate the criminal trial of the Senate member of parliament. Chachu Chikata's case. Mr. Chikata wants the High Court to stay proceedings of the trial because of an appeal he has filed at the Court of Appeal challenging the decision of the High Court on June 23rd, 2023 to conduct a day-to-day trial. In dismissing an earlier motion on June 23rd, 2023, the trial judge, Mary Yanzu, ruled that the day-to-day trial was consistent with several provisions of the law as had been argued by the Attorney General, Godfred Dame. However, Mr. Chachu Chikata, in his submissions, stated that justice will not be properly dispensed with if the matter is scheduled for day-to-day trial. Attorney General's submission, explaining what he meant by the point that Mr. Chachu Chikata's application was grounded on irrelevant matters and confusion. Mr. Dame indicated that Mr. Chikata had originally applied for a review or variation of the court order fixing the proceedings for day-to-day trial from 20th to 23rd June 2023 as being an infringement on his client's right to participate in an election. It was the ruling on this application by Justice Yenzu on 23rd June 2023 which Chikata was aggrieved by and had appealed against. By the time Mr. Chikata filed his appeal on 27 June 2023, by the time he filed his motion for stay of proceedings, the material time 20th to 23rd June 2023, which Mr. Chikata was concerned about, and had long elapsed, Mr. Dame thus submitted that clearly, in light of this, Chachu Chikata's application was incompetent, unnecessary, and odious. My lady, this incompetent application grounded on confused and distorted fact can only be designed to waste the court time and nothing else. President AKUFO-ADDO's alleged prejudice of the Jaji Kwesi criminal trial. I remain focused building progressive nation. President AKUFO-ADDO. President Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO has given an assurance that though his administration has witnessed some rough times, he remains focused on implementing novel policies and programs required to build a progressive and prosperous nation. He said since becoming president, he had not had any experience that would make him change his long-held views that providing free senior high school education, undertaking one district, one factory, executing the planting for food and jobs, and digitalization were the best policies to lead a country to progress. President AKUFO-ADDO stated this at the first special congregation of the Valley View University in OEB in Greater Accra region yesterday. The congregation conferred honors on the visiting Zambian president Hakainde Hichilema, former President John Ejekum Kufuor, former First Lady Mrs. Nana Kunedu Ajiman-Rawlings, and the Chief of Staff Akosia Frema Osei Opare for the exemplary leadership. But in Ghana, under study by scientists for possible pandemic, but are essentially to the world's ecosystems, but they are known carriers of several viruses. humans are increasingly encroaching upon their habitat, adding to the risks of new pandemics. So scientists are studying bats for any clues about how to prevent any new outbreaks. Dusk is the witching hour at Accra Zoo. It is the time that the captive colony of straw-colored fruit bat begin to stir, and best time they can be tested for different pathogens. A team of scientists from the University of Ghana's veterinary school is here to analyze the bat droppings or guano. They are involved in an international effort to predict the next pandemic, and even in the extreme heat of Ghana's rainy season, they dress up in full PPEs. They enter the enclosure and spread a white tarpaulin out on the ground. Lead scientist Dr. Sui Iri has studied bats for many years. He's explained that PPEs is needed to protect you from any infection you may pick up within the cage, but also to protect the bat from getting anything from us. So it's protection both ways. Much remains a mystery about these animals, the only mammals that fly, and their extraordinary immune systems. Somehow bats can carry many viruses but don't seem to get sick themselves. Ghana has joined countries like Bangladesh, Australia as part of a global project called Bat One Health, which investigates how pathogens are transmitted from one species to another and what can be done to prevent so-called spillover events. In the light of the COVID pandemic, the bat-borne virus is being focused on. In this research include coronaviruses. Newly refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park temporarily closed down after recent inauguration. The newly refurbished Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park in Accra has temporarily closed its doors to the public a few days after it was opened by the president. According to a press statement signed by the acting director of the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, Mr. Edward Kwao, the park is closed from midnight on Friday, July 7, 2023 until Tuesday, July 11, 2023. The closure, according to the notice, aims to facilitate final preparations for the commercial operations of the park, ensuring an exceptional visitor experience. Expressing regret for any inconvenience caused, Mr. Kwao emphasized the park's commitment to exceeding the expectations of both the local community and visitors. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused, and we are committed to delivering a remarkable experience that exceeds the expectation of the community and visitors, the acting director said in a statement. Situated on the former polo grounds in Accra, where Ghana's independence was famously declared, the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park houses the remains of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first president, and his wife, Fateya Nkrumah. After an extensive refurbishment project costing $3.5 million, the park is now ready to showcase its enhanced features. During commissioning ceremony on Tuesday, July 4, 2023, President Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO unveiled the redeveloped park, marking a significant milestone in preserving the legacy of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The park now has facilities including a presidential library, receptive facility, mini amphitheater, a restaurant, freedom wall, and a digitalized payment and access system. The mausoleum has also been fully refurbished with a tombstone upgraded, and the museum expanded with an audiovisual tenor. All right, so that is the end of our editorial for today. Stick and stay right here. It's 37 minutes on top of the hour, 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We stream it live on www.mountainghana.com, online radiobox.com. Welcome to your favorite morning show, Mpɔtam with PAPALAW Perfect. Stick and stay right here.
Asampayetia Obayansa fuso obunibia wankana asam Zema futu sam kakre wa supreme Yo kofi Oman ya woman Omani ya memana Genyi baby ako Wachaza ya wareni Wonsom wanyinyi pa Asadipa wofyoye Demo yemberaye Ebeya ifiyana Omaya umano Omaya memana Adiwaye nora Nyamichata Nyamana renya Wanso wanyinyipa Sawaya wanabe Demo yemberaye Ebeya ifiyana Wanso wanyinyipa Nazadepa ofyoyo Kamo yambiraye Abeya ifiyana Amabeya ifiyana Amabeyo Asite beya ifiyana Oh Amabeya ifiyana Yana Kamo yambiraye Abeya Abrayu arabo Efriana, Eminawa, Yamo Emirae, Ebeya, Efriana, Ese, Amabeya, Efriana, Abraya, Sabeya, Efriana, Oh, Amabeya, Efriana, Yamo Emirae, Ebeya. Can you do wafa? Power ways now winya. Yamishira, Mamani Paya de Foa, Enyanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, Abraya Boya, Amoya Muraye, Abeya, Efiana, Amabaya, Efiana, Ejanoma Popo, Asitreya, Efiana. Yeah. ya efiri yanara. Asampa yetia obanyansapo so wo munibia wonka na asam se mafutu sam kakre wa asupeme yo kofi oman ya woman omani ya mamana yenyi baby ako watata ya wareni wonsom wanini pa asade pa wo fioye Kamo yembera ebe ya efirena. Amaya umano, amaya mamana. Adi waya nora, nyamichata, nyamana renya. Wanso wanyipa, sawaya wanabe. Kamo yembera ebe ya efirena. Wanso wanyipa. Zazepa ofioyo kamo yamburaye abeya efiana amabeya efiana amabeyo asitebeya efiana oh amabeya efiana yana kamo yamburaye abeya abrayu arabo Eminoa, Kamo Yambiraye, Abeya, Efiana, Mama Beya.
45 minutes on top of the hour. 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.mortingghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. God is good all the time, and all the time the Lord is good. I have on the line Mr. Solomon Asante. Honorable Solomon Asante is the communication member of the MPP. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to PAPALAW Radio on the Mpɔtam Morning Show.
I'm most grateful. Hope you are doing well, sir.
The Lord is faithful. How is the family and
By the same
everyone?
token, we are all doing well.
We thank God. We thank God. So, Honorable, your general overview about governance in Ghana, your parties in Awa. What's your personal assessment?
Personal assessment of the general economy.
That's right.
And governance. Actually, is it about the economy or governance? Which was
governance and economy? So you take the governance first, and then we talk about the economy. I know why I'm asking this, because a former president, John Dramani Mahama, had made an allegation, and it's one of his campaign message. It's saying, yes, we will break the age of arrogance and all that. So you touch on this one, then we go on that subject.
Thank you, PAPALAW Radio.
Yes, sir.
I have been granting you, but I have never asked of you, the host, the name, so that I may address you as such.
Oh, the name is PAPALAW.
PAPALAW. So I am addressing PAPALAW or PAPALAW Radio.
That's right.
That's great.
That's right.
In the first place, we thank God. Let me say good morning to our cherished listeners.
That's right.
For the former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he acknowledged that there will be a breaking of the age. First of all, I would say it's a good news. It's a welcoming one, that definitely the age will be broken. Because he, on the other side, we are propagating it. And he, on the other side, has acknowledged that, yes, the age will be broken.
So the fact that the former president is echoing your own mantra means you are breaking the age.
Oh, yes, that's a clear admission of the fact that, yes, the age will be broken.
Well,
because it's one party.
Well, from his angle, from his own political spectacle, he is saying, yes, we must break the 8 years of corruption. Yes, we must break the 8 years of impunity and waste. Yes, we must break the 8 years of poor governance. Yes, we must break the 8 years of arrogance. These are his assertions.
You will guide me in solving this equation.
No problem.
First, he said We are breaking the 8 years of the first one. Let's say arrogance. Is that not it?
Yes, of corruption. That's
Let's
what it started.
arrogance. Arrogance because it starts with A.
That's right.
During the reign of His Excellency the former President Mahama.
That's right.
Wasn't he the president who was telling Ghanaians that, in fact, he is now turning into a dead good? And the reason why he's saying that is like he's fed up with what Ghanaians are saying about him, about his incompetence, about the corruption going on within his administration, and for that matter, he's turned into a dead good. That if you use the knife to cut him, he doesn't feel it again, but he's dead.
That's right.
Is that not?
I remember.
Is this an ambition of arrogance?
I remember.
So if he admits that we are going to break that 8 years of arrogance, yes, I say yes, we are going to break the 8. That 10 is going to be a thing of the past. It is not going to come again. The second one after arrogance, what again did he say? He
spoke about breaking the 8 years of corruption.
Thank you, corruption. Under his reign, weren't we experiencing corruption? Under his reign, this famous, in fact, it gained notoriety in the system. That is this William Meeting. And then the man was made to pay the money. That is not the only thing. There are so many pockets of look, this Roland Agambila or whatever, he was giving the RLG something. You remember? How did it turn? What look at the money that was pumped into that thing called Hope City. Where is the Hope City now? Look at under him Saglemin. 5,000 housing units, and the amount was, I think, 200 million US dollars was allocated for that. Do you know by the end of the day, the same amount was used for less than 1,500 housing units instead of the 5,000 that was earmarked and agreed and approved by Parliament. What do we call this? Can't we amount these two? Can't we say this amounts to corruption? So yes, we are going to break that 8 years. We are going to break that 8 years of corruption. Yes, we are going to break it. The next one, what again did he mention?
Yes, we are going to break the 8 years of impunity and waste.
Impunity and waste. And which of the presidents we have so far under this fourth republic has exhibited impunity? And to talk of even wasted the resources of the Ghanaian money. Who? You took the taxpayers' money in the name of planting trees. We all know in Ghana here we have only 2 seasons: the wet season, that's the rainy season, and then the dry season. You decided to plant trees during the dry season, and even with that, you chose to go up north, where we know even when it's rainy season how the place is. You chose to go and plant trees in the dry season at no other place within the country than the north. Well, even when it is the wet season, we know how hot the place is. That is where you chose to do it. So the prudent use of the Ghanaian taxpayers' money amounting to the opposite, amounting to waste. Which government should we look? Let me tell you, if you compare another's government and then our former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's government, you see one thing. As he chose to plant trees in the northern region and even during the dry season, the NATO has studied the weather, the seasons that we have, and he has realized that look, in Ghana we have only 2 seasons, and in June we have the wet season. So they have earmarked every 10th of June as Ghana tree planting. That's Green Ghana Day. So between the two, who wastes the resources of the Ghanaian taxpayer? Tell me. We are going to break that. We will not allow any tree planting in the north during the dry season again. Now we've seen the light. We know that yes, in Ghana we have 2 seasons. It is only the wet season, which is from June. And so we will not reverse from June 10 as a tree planting day to a dry season period to plant trees even in the north. And even within June 10th thing, the trees are planted across all the 261 municipal assemblies, MMDs. So the people in the north get their share, down south to get the middle belt, every place. Coastal, they all get their share. And we use the assembly members. It goes through the various assemblies. So the assembly members who are the reps or the gatekeepers of the various electoral areas will get themselves involved. That's participatory. Getting the people involved in government. So when you talk about waste, maybe he has forgotten. I wouldn't blame him anyway, because he has ever mentioned that Ghanaians, we have short memory. Yes, so he thinks we are forgotten. But I want to tell him and assure him that, look, Ghanaians are widely awakened. We are no more timid as we think we used to be. We are not of short memory. In short, we are not of short memory as he thinks. Gone were those days. Now we are widely awakened. No more short memories. What again did he talk about that we are going to break the 8 on? So on this too, I tell you, on this way, we are breaking the 8 on it. Yes, we will never visit the past. Never.
Anyway, he made this assertion based on the Ghanaian youth who are disillusioned by hopelessness, by traveling out of the shores of the country, not even putting into consideration the mess they might go through traveling outside the country. Most of the youth are of the view that I have to travel out of Ghana for greener pastures. I don't care what will happen to me. There are a lot of people leaving the health sector and then the educational sector, all in the name of getting bread and butter. Your take on this one?
Thank you very much. I just want to ask a simple question, PAPALAW, maybe you may help me to answer this question. Since when did the issue of brain drain, did we start realizing brain drain in Ghana? Since when? That the youth who are trained in certain professions, especially within the health sector, decide to go abroad to seek for greener pastures. Since when? Is it during this administration? It has been there from Adam. Is that not it? Certainly. That is what the former President AKUFO will tell you. It has been there from Adam. So if you come to tell me or to tell Ghanaians that because the youth are clamoring to go for greener pastures because the system is this and that, I'll ask you, a quarter, a group of health workers going on strike, doctors going on strike, nurses going on strike here and there. Nursing training allowances were not paid when they were going on strike here and there. And then some resorting to maybe going to abroad to find a greener pasture because of the poor working conditions and the poor remunerations that were given to them. Could we have best said that around that time we were experiencing brain drain as compared to today? So you see, as I told you, he's gotten it all wrong. If I'm an examiner marking his script, I'll just use my red pen across because he's gotten it all wrong. I don't want to mark for him to attract negativities because the negativities is pointing to his direction. So I don't want to mark for him to get negative. So I'll say, I will take my red pen and root through. He has gotten them all wrong. PAPALAW.
Yes, sir.
Let's not listen to somebody. We as Ghanaians, we have short memory. And then he will come and open his mouth and tell Ghanaians that we, as a people, we have started experiencing brain drain. Health professionals are running away. They are visiting. They are trying to go to outside the country for greener pastures. That thing has existed for long. Maybe he has forgotten. If that is not it, perhaps maybe he's still using the flask.
That's too strong.
Yes. Because how can you say this very one? Look, we've spoken about organs, we've spoken about corruption, we've spoken about one other pen.
So you think the former president has rather forgotten about the past easily? So he's also suffering from short memory.
You know what he has started doing? He told us some time ago that you have to use the Machiavellian tactics. That is when you see this thing is red, but start preaching that it is purple, 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 purple. With time, people will see the red and say it's purple. So he has started. Yes, corruption is thinking we have forgotten the past too. So that with time, when he mentions corruption, people will say yes, Anado's government. When he mentions brain drain, say yes, Anado's government. But let me tell you, this brain drain thing is not going to wash because people in Ghana knows that it's after. Look, when did we have that movie? I've forgotten the year. Is it this Toway movie? You remember that movie?
Yes, I think it was around 2000 and early 2000.
Was it 2000?
Yes, 2001, 2002. The Deadly Voyage or something.
Yes, Deadly Voyage.
Yes.
Deadly Voyage.
That's
Deadly Voyage. These things have been there since Adam. So he shouldn't come and tell us that no. This one says he got it wrong. He got it all wrong.
Anyway,
So back
the former president, or again, he says that there is no measure of confidence that can be placed in AKUFO-ADDO Bawumia government as we speak. The sad reality is that the only solution to this buhaha, this problem that the AKUFO-ADDO Bawumia government has brought upon Ghanaians, or as an albatross on our necks, is just to vote the MPP out of power.
I've told you earlier that he is just started something. He's just started a crusade so that with time, people will buy into the idea that this government is not a government to be voted, or the political party is not a party to be voted back into power. But looking at that equation, I'll bring it as simultaneous, where alternatively I'm looking at what if it is not the NPP, which alternative do we have? Is it the same old alternative that is headed, or that was headed by the same JDM? Is it the same JDM who, when interviewed on the screens across the globe about whether he has taken a bribe before, and he couldn't answer straightforward question, have you taken a bribe before, have you been bribed before? Instead of either saying yes or no, he was asking as a human being. And I was saying no, as a dead goat, because by then he was then torn between he being a dead goat and a human being. That's why he will be asking whether he took it as a human being before he answers that question. Look, is it the same JD that I spoke to you about this a confirmed thing? We went to use the taxpayers' money for a confirmed, and when, as you said, they've all flown to Burkina Faso. Is it the same JDM thing about this Ford expedition thing? Is it the same JDM who says we Ghanaians, we have short memory? So come on, PAPALAW, let's not waste much time on former President John Dramani. In fact, he was supposed to have gone on retirement. If I say retirement, yes, you be the president, you are now tagged as a former president. Then we accord you the respect that we accord former presidents like AKUFO and like Florence when he was leaving. Please, so rest in peace. But you have jumped back into the scene. So sometimes you may not be treated with soft gloves. You'll be treated as a candidate who is spewing, just saying anything to win political power. It can be possible. Ghanaians will not accept it. We have not forgotten about the William Sagao. We have not forgotten about this Airbus thing. It's booming. You heard that the OSP is touching on.
Yes, last week we saw something.
We've not forgotten about this. We've not forgotten. The president who is giving an intervention, the Muslim should go and pick. You know, there's Islam and the issue between Islam and their belief on pigs. You tell them, look, you remember that story? Is it Amina or something?
Yes, she actually went to Parliament.
That's what I'm asking. Is it the same old JDM or a new one? If the same old JDM, Ghanaian says, forget it.
Anyway, over the weekend, the president of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO, was honored for his exemplary leadership roles. And the president made a speech. He said, I remain focused on building progressive nation. Do you still think there are workable ideas from these presidents, your government, to turn the fortunes of this nation around?
Oh, I will just give you one scenario. As the government of Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO's government took over from 2017 January, you realize how the country, the direction that it was going. When
you have just 1 minute remaining.
Factors.
All right, so we lost Honorable Solomon Asante. We'll go for a quick break. When I'm back, we'll continue. We'll put him on the line, and then we'll take it from there. Stay right here.
Come on, Can you breathe the wafa? Power yes na winya. Yamin Sira, Mamani Paya Zefua, Enyanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, Abraya Boya, Amoya Muraye, Abeya, Efianara, Amabaya, Efianara, Ejanoma Popo, Asitrebaya, Efianara, Amabaya, Efianara, Adize, Amoya Muraye.
We are back again. 4 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. Honorable, sorry we lost you. Please continue from where we left off.
Okay. Another government took over the country in January 2017.
That's right.
And from that time coming, we all in Ghana and even the international world noticed how the country was being transformed. When we were coming, this same JDM was telling us that the meat has been chewed and is left with the bones, meaning there is no money.
I remember.
In the system, yes, for us to govern with. Amidst or within that system, we were able to implement or start the free SHS within the first 9 months of governance, because we were there in January 2017. Then September, the 9th month, we started rolling out the free SHS. So the one district, one factory started planting for food, started a whole lot of interventions. One constituency, one ambulance, and for the first time the history of Ghana, we've had every constituency having an ambulance. Now, it was when in 2020 when the pandemic came that we started realizing a decline in the fortunes of the country's economy. And that one too is not a peculiar situation. It was a situation that is affecting almost every nation in the globe. Even the strongest economies were going on their knees. America was preaching recession. UK was also preaching same, talking about 40 years inflationary decline, a whole lot.
The UK.
So we, as a developing country, Ghana, at our level, we also received our part of those factors. That's the external or the exogenous factors. Now, by the grace, look, even last year, as at the last quarter, 2022, last quarter, you realize how high the inflation rose to. You realize how our crude. In fact, I was buying diesel at 23 point something cedis per liter.
That's right.
To prove that this MPP government were not the cause of what happened. Catalina Georgieva, and then that's the managing director of IMF, and then his director of communications, which is Gary Rice, and then even the rating agencies, S&P, Fitch, and whatever. S&P, when they graduated, they graded us to CCC plus. They gave us reasons to that, being the fact that we were being affected by exogenous factors, and then two, we were doing intensifying financing. Those were the reasons they gave. They didn't say the government was incompetent. They didn't say the government was doing something that it shouldn't have done. He said one, exogenous factors, and then intensifying financing. We are trying to develop the nation. So today, look, in this period, or this very administration has recorded the highest number of kilometers of roads that are being touched on within this Fourth Republic, and that needs funds. So we are doing intensifying. Yes, we are doing things. They say one ambulance. We didn't hit it. We didn't have it. We have to do it. It's all about funds. Let's go to Nadoli, Kalio. Let's go and establish this solar electrification project for them at a cost. Yes, we are intensifying financing. We are financing projects. This regional coordinating councils, 6 new regions. We have to put regional coordinating councils in almost all of them. They are all financing. So yes, we agree. But through this, when the pandemic sort of slowed down or it turned away, and then this Russia-Ukraine, the effect started coming down, you realize that and then the various interventions, mitigation measures that the government put in place, including this IMF that we went, it is really now I'm no more buying the diesel at 23.3% cedis. Now I'm buying diesel at 11 points. I think where I buy it from Bellu is 11.25 or so, 11.25. 11 cedis. 25 pesos. That is how I buy my diesel now. In the last quarter, I was buying at 23. So you can see the difference. That yes, this government can or is able to turn around the wheels of the fortunes of this country. So it's nothing that we cannot do. We are doing it. In fact, we are showing that we are doing it. And I bet by the year 2024, you will see the difference. Because it's a gradual process. It's not going to be by rocket science or by it's not a miracle. It's going to take time, but we are on the right path. We can feel it. We can see it.
The president spoke with a view that nothing will change his mind concerning his long-held views that providing free SHS, undertaking one district, one factory, executing planting for food and jobs and digitalization were the best policies to lead the country to progress. Do you think these are the drivers of the whole economy and the governance system of the NPP?
Thank you. You see, we have something called pro-poor policies. Pro-poor policies are policies that are aimed at ensuring that the poor in the society are aided to some level so that they can coexist with those who have free SHS. Today, you have children of both poor and well-to-do parents attending the same school, being served the same food, being taught the same subjects, no discrimination. Before this system, before this free SHS, there are certain schools that if you're a poor child, you never dream of going. Let me give you an example. This a student who I think is at Desu or Samankesi or so.
Yes.
Whose mother is a farmer. The picture that I saw, he was carrying the firewood on his head.
That's right.
That's when he passed the SHS and got the discipline, the free SHS.
That's
right. Yes. I saw that photograph. I said, wow. Today, do you know, I think 2 years or a year ago, he was mentioned as the best in economics or mathematics in the university that he attended.
That's right.
Do you hear that story?
Yes.
Today, free SHS, this is what it has done. He's not the only person. Recently, there was another lady, a young girl from I think Volta region or so. She also, from a poor home, today she's somebody. Oh, this is an intervention that is brought to help the needy in society. Well, you can say that yes, free SHS, but we are still paying certain things. Yes, definitely. If government says free SHS, you don't expect government to be buying the provisions for you. There are certain things that you'll be taking along. You don't expect government. So government just helping, assisting, so absorb the fees for you. Unlike, you remember during the same JDM's era, they said the day students are going to absorb. I think the fee was 30 cities or so.
That's right.
And when they came to power, GES, Ministry of Education came out to say that there's an accrued amount that hasn't been paid since that initiative was mentioned. The money was accrued. It hasn't been paid. So it is this same government who has to clear the bill. But this, we are compared to 30 cities per head, and maybe 1,500 per head of a student going to the SHS now, order. And the fees have been absorbed. So even if you are paying for your provisions and some small items that the child will take to school, or the pocket money that you give, remember that if the fee had not been absorbed by the free SHS system, you would have paid that 1,500 or 2,000 in addition to whatever you are spending now. So it is a relief to the poor.
That's right.
Yes, I will understand who will say, those who will say it's not necessary, it shouldn't have done or whatever it is. Yes,
You have done.
they are in the position to pay. That is why they can say that. But I bet you there are a lot of poor poor parents who are crying that the NPP is retained so that this SHS will not be touched. It's a proper policy. Let's look at LIP. LIP is a proper policy.
That's right.
LIP, it was brought under the elsewhere AKUFO administration, and it has traveled all this way through other administrations, including that of JDM to that of Nanado currently. And he's saying we are not going to do away with this poor policy. We are going to ensure that because there are some
honorable, with the LEAP, there are other people who are of the view that you only dole it out or give it out to your own people, the MPP.
It is not so. Do you know what? Let me tell you, perhaps they are not they are not with us, so they don't know what is going on. My people, my own MPP people are crying that look, when we come to power, we follow this party, we wait for this party to come to power, thinking that we'll get jobs to do. When we came and we want to go to police or soldier or whatever, they will tell us go online. So that is their beef. Our own people, our own boys on the grounds, our grassroots, that's their beef. They said they don't understand why they will fight for a political party to turn into government and only to be told to go online and look for or apply for jobs. They said, why can't we do as the NDCs do? Push their people into it, whether by good or foul means. But this government says no, it is digitalized. So just go online, go and fill it and do it. And you know what? When they are complaining, they add it. NDC phone kwana that to say that because they are not able to go online to do it, you will find only the NDCs who are able to go, because it's open to all Ghanaians. That is why the NDCs get access. We don't discriminate. We don't give to our own people. It's opened. You are an assemblyman. You are an assemblywoman. You are within an electoral area. Communities are under you. You know those who assisted. Plus, you just make sure you get them enlisted so that they can benefit from this. And the assembly members, we are people who are pro MPP, people who are pro NDC. But at that level, that partisan thing doesn't come to play, because every assembly member will want to bring even those who are going through or her to benefit, so that next time when he's going for elections, they will say, oh, it's because of this assembly member now I'm enjoying this facility, therefore let me vote for him. So it is not it is not politicized at that level. So it's open to the public. Those who say that we give it to our own people is a lie. It's a lie.
All right, so let's look at the job planting for food and jobs. There are people who still believe that it has not done any good to the food supply or the food chain in Ghana, and they are of the view that if we indeed plant foods and there are jobs available, why are the prices of goods and services skyrocketing almost every day? I mean, we can't buy foods. Go to the market now and ask the market women. Some are telling you tomatoes, a box of tomatoes around 3,000. Meanwhile, they go to Akomadan and get it for somewhere around 800 per box. Come to think of it, when they transport these tomatoes from Akomada and the likes and bring it to the cities, the price just skyrockets, and the trade ministry and the others are sitting aloof, unconcerned, and are not doing anything about it. You go to the market right now, and the market woman is selling a bunch of plantain around 600 Ghana cedis. And they will tell you, if you are not buying, go, or somebody will come and buy. What do you think we can do to solve this whole issue of price hikes? Because it's getting out of hand. A lot of people are complaining. You go to the market now, if you are holding 500 Ghana cedi, you'll be coming home with few foodstuffs. Your take on this one?
Oh, you said you are very right. I think the government if the people, the attitude of the traders is not helping, then the government must look through his records to come out with something to aid or support the citizenry who go to the market to buy food. Because
are we one day going to see a ceiling for every commodity here in Ghana? Like if it's milk is maybe 3 cedis here, it should be 3 cedis everywhere. At least Nigeria, I've been to Nigeria a couple of times. They have that policy. If you are buying milk here, 300 Ghana cedis, everywhere it should be 300 Ghana cedis. But here, the market woman tells you, I've spent a lot. My TNT asked me how much they are even charged for the transport. I mean, transporting the tomatoes from one location to another. It's not that costly, but at the end of the day, the mindset, sometimes some can even increase it as high as 400%. Why?
You see, that is the attitude of we, the people living in the country.
I think a typical Ghanaian.
That is why I'm saying the government needs to go back to its records to reconcile with certain interventions so that they can revive those interventions. I'm speaking about no other intervention than before the Fourth Republic, I mean the first earlier part of the Fourth Republic, we had the Ghana Food Distribution Corporation, GFDC. It will be in containers, kiosks, at various joints. They are selling the foodstuffs that are bought. That government goes in to bring from the hinterlands and then put them there. They are sold at comparatively lower prices. Look at during this, is it the Russia-Ukraine thing, when the traders were selling yam at a higher price than the Chinese. The Ministry of Agric went in to bring the foodstuff, and they were selling them as cheap as it could be sold. And even there's this same women were going to buy them at that cheaper price to go and sell them at a higher cost.
It means our laws have failed us, or the enforcement. Is it the laws failing us or the law enforcement agencies? Because if these market women are, sorry to use the word, but from where I sit and how I'm assessing issues, they are greedy, quote and unquote, greedy market women. If they are selling this at a higher price and government comes in with an intervention, which was perfect because some bunches of plantain was so cheap as 50 Ghana cedis, 100 Ghana cedis and the likes, compared to the traditional markets. You see, so if these market women will just jump on this government intervention again, rob a poor and go and pay Peter, then something is wrong somewhere.
That is what I'm saying. It's all about attitudinal change. But we have preached attitudinal change since Adam, and nobody seems to be willing to change the attitude. So what I'm saying, let government visit its records and revert to certain policies like this GFDC that I'm talking about. Let's have the joints. Just like the Agric Ministry brought the foodstuffs and they were selling at cheaper rates. Yes, let us start creating the joints for the Ghana Food Distribution joints, and then we start selling them at. You see that nobody will force these market women or traders to bring down their prices, because if I come and it is expensive, I know where to go to get it at a relatively lower price. I hope you understand me. When that competition comes in, and the competition must come in from the end of government, because individuals, everybody says this Nigerian actor says a crooked businessman. There is no businessman who is straight. Every businessman, the ultimate is to make profit. So if he goes to get it at 100 cedis and he comes and he thinks 900, you buy it. He doesn't care. It's because of profit. That's why. But of course, there are some good business persons within the system, but majority of them, all they care is the profit. They don't care what they are doing to the system. No. So let government bring this intervention. Ghana Food Distribution. Let's create the joints. At least every district, let's have a joint. So in all the 261, we shall be having joints. And then, especially within the business capitals, let's have them. And then the competition will go on. You, the market woman, you are selling your tuber of yam at maybe 40, 50 cities. And then at the GFDC joint, it's being sold at 20, 15, Why would I waste my time to come to you to come and talk or even bargain on the 50 cities? I'll go to the joint. And by so doing, I'm also helping governments to raise revenue. So that is it. Government should look at that angle. It will help if we tend to these food distribution centers, which used to be in the system before and at the early part of this Fourth Republic.
Honorable, the MPP is done with the vetting of your presidential hopefuls or candidate. So far, what's the decision of the vetting committee led by Professor Mike Okwe?
The decision hasn't been made public yet. I don't think.
We are told that we have the report today. It will be in the day.
So we are waiting. That's why I said it has not been made public yet.
Okay, so you are going to scrutinize it and cut.
All I can say is all the who express the desire to contest for the flag bearership position and actually went to pick forms had gone for vetting. None was left behind. Everybody went for vetting, and I think they all went to prove why they should be allowed to contest. So we'll be waiting on the committee's report, which will be out in no time. Then we can run commentaries on them. But thankfully, after the vet, Honorable Kojo Alanchifontaine has been able to hit the ground running. You know, she's a law abiding leader. It's one that you can find in Honorable John Ditchema.
He's of the view that he is the only candidate who can break the 8 because larger percentage of Ghanaians are looking for his kind of leadership skills and abilities.
You said he is of the view. I'll also say I endorse that view. I am equally of that view that he can be the best to lead us, especially at this time of our nation. Especially at this time, he is the best to lead us into breaking the 8.
Bawumia, Dr. Bawumia, the current vice president, on the other hand, is of the view that politicians, you are very good when it comes to quoting scriptures, especially when it's election period. He's quoting scripture verbatim. 1 Corinthians chapter, I think 3 verse 8. He's of the view that Paul planted, Apollos watered it, and God brings the harvest. In other words, President Kufuor planted him, President AKUFO-ADDO watered him, and he's yet to receive the blessing of God to take over the reins of governance in this nation. Comparing the two major candidates, we all know from where you sit or stand with your political spectacles, I know you know the candidates a lot of people are rooting for or who have the support base of your party. Talk about Honorable Alankojo Chematin, Dr. Bawumia, Honorable Kennedy Ohini Ejapon, and the likes, I would say. Who do you think will come clear and win the North and eventually become the president of the Republic?
I wouldn't want to come out to say who do I think. For that one day, I've spoken to you several times, and you know who. Even this morning, I've given a drop hint as to who I think will be emerging as the victorious candidate, and for that matter, who can best lead us to break the 8. I want to use this opportunity to sort of explain something to delegates who will be going to exercise their franchise on this flag bearership contest. They should bear something in mind, that where we are now, we have 10 candidates who have expressed their desire, but they've all gone vetting. Therefore, they'll all be going. Now, each and every one of them is capable of becoming a president. Each one of them is capable of becoming a flag bearer. But what we need now is somebody who the larger populace, the Ghanaians, would largely accept to become. Because it's not a matter of you and we MPP. We say yes, we are taking this person, then we take the person, and then the person will say no. It doesn't work like that. Between the NDC and the MPP, we all have.
So in President Kufuor's voice at the time, somebody who will be loved by the party, who will bring the party together, and somebody Ghanaian people will also love to allow him to be their president, right?
Yes, you know the contest.
A sellable candidate.
The contest is not about the person who become a flag bearer.
It goes beyond that.
It goes beyond that. That is it. It goes beyond that. For flag bearership, we don't need a flag bearer now. We need somebody who will actually transform the flag bearership into
and break the eight.
Yes, and break the eight to become the president. That's what we need. That's what we need. And you know what? I say the NDC and the MPP are having 6 million plus votes. Now, we seem to be at par. But what we need now is the plus ones to adapt to
the floating voters like me.
Plus ones, yes, the plus ones to adapt to your 6 million plus for you to win your colleague or your other contestant or opponent. And that plus ones, it seems they are giving a signal, but we are not watching. If you check on social media, you see most of the Ghanaians are saying, I'm not talking about most of MPP members, I'm talking about most of Ghanaians.
That's right.
Even those who don't belong to the MPP will tell you, for me, I'm an NDC, but I think if the MPP are to bring Alan Chematin, I would. Recently, when Alan Chematin went to Asenof, and he was returning, he met this gentleman in the NDC paraphernalia. This gentleman told him, oh, if your people bring you me this NDC, I'll remove it. And he removed the cap. I'll remove it and vote for you. But once they have not made you the flag bearer, I will still continue wearing my cap. There's this lady who came out, I think in Ashanti region also. He said, hey, I am an NDC. Everybody knows, look, I'm in my dress. But I'm saying, I love that man, Alan Chairman. Because of him, I've made my husband name our son Alan. So for me, if you people making flag bearer there, then fine. It means I won't vote for NDC. I have to vote for you. We are the plus ones are talking on. Those who can easily move from their corner to add to our votes. They are talking and they are giving us the direction, the signals. Delegates, are we going to take you from it? Are we going to listen to it well and note that yes, if we really want to break the eight, there's somebody that people outside our fold are calling for. And even that we need to listen to what Ghanaians are saying, because it is Ghanaians at large who are going to do what? Who are going to vote or have the decision for us to break the eight. So I say, let's go in for the one that the plus ones are pointing fingers at. The one that the plus ones are yearning to have, are yearning to sort of move away from their political parties to add their votes to ours in 2024, December 7. Delegates, don't go after what your MP, don't go after what your DCEMC, don't go after what a minister, don't go after what a regional minister, don't go after what a regional party chairman, a regional executive will tell you to. Listen to what Ghanaians who will indeed add their numbers to ours for us to break the eight. Listen to what they are saying. They said they need Alan Chematin. Because look, on that market, the candidate that we will send, they are going to make their choice. They will say, oh, this person, some time ago, this is what he said, this is what he said. And has it been, what do we find ourselves? Has he been able to do that? Because he said this is and today is the opposite, we will not give our votes to him. It will send us to the ditch. Another person will say, oh, this person is quick-tempered. This person this person that. But let's talk about Alan Chematin. What do they have? What negative do they have to talk about him? That's what I'm saying. As we are going in for our flag bearership election, I played with delegates to go and vote for the one that the general market will have less negatives to talk about. And that is only one person, who is Honorable Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen.
Thank you, sir. I won't allow you to go without taking your view about LGBT, anti-LGBTQ plus bill. I think Ghanaians can cool off and rest for some months, I should say, or yes, about the anti-LGBTQ plus bill that was laid in Parliament a couple of days ago. And surprisingly, Speaker, I don't want to use the word smartly, but intelligently, he said the bill has been placed on the table. Any member of parliament amongst the 275 MPs in Ghana, anybody who is against, he's giving the person the opportunity to speak. And the whole place was dead silence. Everybody, silence means consent. Everybody was quiet. And so Speaker said, all right, so if everybody agrees to it, then they have to consider the next stage of the bill. Your take on the bill?
I thank God that by the end of the day, this thing is over. Over in the sense that the entire 275 MPs with our Speaker have agreed that the bill moves to its next stage. That's a good sign for us, because that's the cry of Ghanaians that we don't want it. I have to commend the Speaker for the way he went about it. At least maturity came to play. And I will commend him for that. That one, I won't take it away. I have to commend him for. And I'm sure, as you said, he intelligently or smartly. Which other way? We say we commend him for the way he went about the whole thing. Now that is cast, it's settled. I am not going to hear. I hope I'm not going to hear the NPP say the NDC saying the NPP wants
to pass the bill.
Yes, and then the president hasn't come out clearly. And then this, when the president was bold in saying at certain fora that our values do not allow us on this, therefore we will not under his watch. People were still pushing that yes, Nanado hasn't come out clear. But the thing is,
I think this whole issue came up for discussion again and gained national attention because of the visit of the U.S. Vice President Harris Kamala, and the president said it's in Parliament, they are considering and all that. People, Ghanaians were willing to say this is not a culture like other presidents have declared. I think that was the issue a lot of Ghanaians had.
Ghanaians were looking at that direction, not also looking at the direction that governance is about the rule of law. And especially when you have a lawyer as a president who understands the rule of law, he will tell you that it's procedural. Parliament has to do something. That is why when he spoke, when Kamala came, he said that it is at the doorstep of Parliament. He knows Parliament is going to listen to what Ghanaians are saying, to sort of act, and truly to all the 275. Listen. So what has the president done now? What happened? Wasn't it same that he was?
People thought he had a soft spot. He had a soft spot for the vice president by declaring that, hey, this is no issue. Remember Kenyatta, the former Kenyan president, when this matter was brought up, he boldly told, I think it was President Obama, he said, Kenyans are not interested in this. This is not an issue. He was granted an interview, and then he also said the same thing during Obama's visit to Kenya. That is why people felt the president gave the U.S. vice president a soft spot on that one.
You see the difference between the president who is a lawyer who understands the rule of law and the president who is not. That's the difference between the Kenya president and that of That is all that I can tell you. All that I can tell about the two scenarios.
All right.
One talking from the viewpoint of the law, and the other is talking about morality. I hope you understand. Who told another doesn't know about the morality when it comes our morality perception when it comes to this LGBTQ. We know, we are in Ghana here, we know our culture, the diverse cultures that we have do frown on the practice. He knows. But as a lawyer and a president, he doesn't want to talk like somebody who is oblivious of the law. So he told you it is at the doorstep of Parliament, and that Parliament will do that, listening, taking into consideration what the Ghanaian is saying. This is a lawyer talking.
All right, so Honorable, I like the way you are sounding. So one of MPs, Honorable Sam George, sent a strong warning to the Western world, telling them, listen, respect our laws, respect our culture. This is who we are. We have that sense of belongingness as Ghanaians. We have our way of doing things. Don't dump your laws or your beliefs on us. If you're in the shoes of Honorable Sam George, what would be your stance?
This is a non-lawyer talking. He went, you see, by the end of the day, the process that is going on at Parliament, with the consent of the executive, is the same direction that Honorable Sam George is going on. You see that one is taking time, it's delaying because it is procedural, and the other is just one man firing. I hope you understand me.
That's right.
If you give me that opportunity, I'll fire. But as a trained, as a law student, I wouldn't go certain tangents. What it involves. I hope you understand me.
Sure.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The difference between a lawyer speaking and a non-lawyer speaking, you know. I wouldn't go the tangents that
Honorable, peradventure, if this anti-gay bill is passed, Dr. Benjamin Oche Ankara of Central, is a lecturer at Central University, says homosexuals are humans, don't beat them. Governance lecturer cautions Ghanaians. Honorable, peradventure, if this law is passed into legislation and for proper promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill, if this bill is passed, how do we treat the LGBTQ plus community?
We treat them as humans. The only thing is, if you see, because the bill is being passed into law, if it is done, it will spell out how we should treat some of these things.
That's right.
It will spell them out. So you let's wait, we'll get there. The only thing I can caution, you see, you said something, I really liked it. When the report came out that Parliament has moved this bill to the next stage, people were saying the LGBTQ is anti. It's anti, and you rightly mentioned it, anti. That is a bill which is going to be developed into a law which is against LGBT. But if you say LGBTQ, it says like the positive of it. But we are talking about the anti, the negative of it. We don't want it. So I mean, I hope we will take you from this, and then those who wrongly mention it will do this thing. Now, I think we should just relax for the process to go. As I said, it will come out spelling out all things, so that as a people, there wouldn't be any mob action or anything of the sort on any person seen to be from that fraternity.
That's right.
It will spell out how we should handle them, and we shall handle them accordingly. Per what the law will tell us. So let's wait for the legislators to come out.
All right. Honorable, your final words.
My final word is I thank God that we'll be able to help Excellency. Yes, I say, see, because Honorable Amewu said he has started calling him His Excellency. It has found a place on my lips.
That's right.
Yes, that's Honorable and Chairman Team.
That's right.
I know. We thank God that he has helped him finish with the 4-day tour of the Greater Accra region. You know, he has not stepped foot. He's the candidate who has not stepped foot in the constituencies to talk to delegates yet. But he waited until after his vetting. And then we have this thing coming up on 26 August, Special Delegates Conference. So he has less than a month to go around all the 275 constituencies. Less than a month. So he devised that means of forming cluster of constituencies to meet them. And within 4 days, he's done with 34 constituencies in Greater Accra. And the feedback was marvelous. I'm talking about the innovation he brought into the system. People are calling for other candidates, for other politicians. So because it brings it promotes the fraternity between our parties from adjoining constituencies when they meet. So I thank God he has seen it through. I pray that the next place will be, I think, Volta region. Take it so that the same successes that we had in Greater Accra will record same in Volta region.
All right.
I wish them God's blessings and a safe trip to and fro as they move from region to region.
Honorable, thank you very much. Always a pleasure speaking with us. We are grateful. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
All right. So that was Honorable Solomon Asante, member of the MPP's communication team. Stick and stay right here. Mpɔtam Morning Show with your host, PAPALAW Perfect. I've been doing this with David Santos. Show produced by GH. I'm going for a quick break. That will be my final break. And when I'm back, my co-host will speak and will be done with today's broadcast. Stick and stay right here.
Asampaetia Obanyansa fusu wo bunibia wonka na asam ze mafutu sam kakre wa asupeme yo kofi oman ya woman omani ya mamana genyi baby akọ
Oman ye me man oman ye wonso man wonso ye di nipa na ye Obanyansa for ye nka na asam ebunibe 45 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online, radiobox.com. We had a good time. We've done a lot on radio. We know we have informed you, not deformed you. We have entertained you, and we have educated you. David Santos, your final words. All your submissions. Boom.
Okay, Attorney, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thinking is difficult.
Thinking is difficult.
That's why most people judge.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yes.
Thinking is difficult. That's why people
judge. Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
Okay. Attorney. All that we discussed today, doctor came in, and also our reporter Kweku Efri also came in today.
I'm looking at how the promises of these two political parties, the promises they have made to the electorate in Assin North, especially the lady who passed on, who was an ardent follower of the NDC, the opposition party or the largest opposition party in Ghana. Jachikwezi made promises to the family, especially the kids, and physically they made a physical, fulfillment of the promise by giving out money, physical cash. I saw it on camera. Sami Jemfi actually did the presentation. Then came Woon to me and the likes, including Charles Opoku, the one who represented the MPP, who lost to Honorable Jachikwezi. They also went there, bought casket, gave 15,000 or so. I think Chemaun to me gave 10,000 together with Charles Opoku, and then 5,000 for the casket or so. And then they also made promises to the family, especially the children. Now MPP has lost the election. I'm looking at a situation where they will say, yes, we wanted your vote. We wanted to take the seat. You voted against us. We never won the election. So yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be that story or that is going to be the story. And then vis-a-vis the promise Jachikwesi made.
Yeah.
And Jachikwesi with him, he made an emphatic promise. He said he's going to take care of the case till secondary school. And when they are 18 or so, when they are done,
he's applying the outside law.
Maybe you will have to move on. But our reporter Kweku Efriye made a very good point, and he is of the view that Honorable Jachikwesi is aged already. So if he's 71, almost 72,
72,
when his term in office elapsed in 2024, who knows if they will still vote for him or vote against him. Well, I've seen some placards at the High Court always indicating Jachikwesi today, Jachikwesi tomorrow, Jachikwesi yesterday. It means that we voted for him yesterday, we voted for him today, we'll vote for him tomorrow, even in the future. So who knows? Now, if nothing change or nothing changes, there's going to be that contention about his age and his ability to even fulfill the promise at that age. And people are looking into that, and let's see how it plays out. This is a political game, so we'll see how it goes.
But Attorney, let me come in there. The promises that he made, I don't know whether he made it in a way of the party or from his own account.
Personally.
Okay, so
that was a personal
so if the promises is coming from his own personal account, then I don't see anything that is going to break it, because if it's coming from his own account, he can fulfill it. Yeah, he can fulfill it. And so yes, let's hope that all that they say, they fulfill it. It's very dangerous when you promise and you don't fulfill it. People see you differently, and so as they are promising, we want to see them fulfilling it. That is the most important thing about all that we are talking about here. And so we'll be monitoring them, not only the family, but we'll be monitoring them.
Well, time changes. So when you think good, you think bad.
Exactly.
Anything can happen. Sometimes people feel I'm strong, but the next minute we are told they are stroked. So
okay, Attorney, let's come back to our man. And all that we are talking about is about leadership. And when leadership goes in the wrong way, it means there's something wrong with that leader. These kind of promises and this kind of promising people our big men in front of us.
No, Baumia says one constituency, 10 appointments.
Boss, see, it's enough. Enough is enough of the promises.
Oh, he's fulfilling them.
Oh, fulfilling what?
One teacher, one laptop, 85%.
Oh, I tell you, a lot has gone under the pipeline.
He's now starting another one. One student, one laptop.
But what about...
Well, Philip Addison, I don't know how true is it. Some people are saying it's fake. But you remember Philip Addison, lawyer Philip Addison?
Yes.
The 2012, he was the lead counsel for the MPP.
The MPP.
That litigation. It traveled very far.
A lot.
And that man made a lot of headlines. He was, in fact, Chachu taught him. So his student was...
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Then you can see
coming
that...
face to face with his lecturer. You can imagine.
Hey.
You know why some elderly people don't like going to court? You see a small boy, you can give birth to. Say, I put it to you, you are lying. Sometimes you want to say, hey, when is you Now,
Yes.
Philippides says, if I, as the lead counsel during the election petition of 2012, never got appointment in the AKUFO-ADDO administration, then the vice president, who only went to the witness board to say you and I were not there, then we must stop talking about being used. Hey, you remember you and I were not there?
Oh no, yes.
Chachu Chikata, the body sounds you and I were not there.
And Baumia, I say, me knew, you know, papers and me knew. We are not at the police center.
Dr. Baumia, look into the exhibit.
Yes.
Exhibit 1A. Look into it and answer my question. Oh, Chachu, I just love Chachu. The way he grilled Dr. Baumia.
Of course.
Oh my goodness. When Chachu gets up and then shakes his gown, my goodness. All the judges are shaking.
Yes.
He taught most of them. Oh, I just love Chachu. Dr. Baumia, you said that this police station, you saw overvoting of 4,000. Dr. Baumia, look into the exhibit 1A. What is written there? He said, you and I can see this, but he said, answer my question. He said, you and I were not.
You know, you and I were not at the police center.
That's right.
Yes, so I tell you, as I'm saying, you know, we have a lot of leaders who made promises to us, and at the end of their service, we don't see a lot being done to the promises that they are making. You know, NDC will say this, MPP will say this, and all that and all that. You know, there's one particular disease that is worrying us when it comes to leadership. Attorney.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking you to the Bible. Even though they are doing well, but it's not enough. You know, when Jesus entered the boat and they were crossing to the other side, the Bible said he fell asleep and a challenge came in the boat where there is a lot of air on the sea. So, you know, the boat was shaking and about to drown. But when he wake up, the problem was solved. So it means when you sleep as a leader, a lot will be destroyed. When you sleep as a leader, somebody, your enemy, can come and slap you. When you sleep as a leader, people will frustrate you. I tell you, when you sleep as a leader, before you wake up, a lot of things will pass through the carpet or under the carpet. I tell you, when you are a leader and you sleep, once people are looking for things to be done and you are asleep, you cannot perform your task very well. And what is worrying us right now is that all our leaders, they are asleep. They are asleep at attending. And all of them are talkers. That is what I have seen them to be.
So, no action, talk only.
That is it. And so, it's our time we stop that kind of leadership style and wake up. When things are going wrong and you wake up, you have to make sure that what is going on, you put a stop to it. About the anti-LGBTQ plus, they said when the bill is being passed, we should treat them as human. And Honorable said he agrees to that, but we should calm down. We'll get there. We don't want to get there before, you know, when we relax and we get there, before we are trying to pass bill upon how we are going to treat them. Frustration, baby, one year, the we are a person treating woman, and Kobanisa, and Yamamunya away, says say netty. Obi my so wama straightforward say who are you bet you? You bet finish you.
Museveni.
That is it.
President Museveni.
That is it. And if we get there, at the year 3 and son as I drew one man. Now, jeans and more having a year 3 to almost say, Debbie, yeah, catch wrong when there's a if you are in it, say yes, if we get there, this is how we are going to treat you. And so I tell you, this is where I end my comment right here today. So our leaders are sleeping too much, and therefore they should wake up because things are going badly, and they should stop the kind of promises that they know that they can't fulfill it. I tell you, before I'll end, I have a birthday wish here.
Oh, okay.
And then I would like to do that very nicely. And so happy birthday goes to Mrs. Comfort Asidu. May the Almighty God bless you, open heaven doors on you, and give you more long life, good health. This is coming from your daughter, Efia Kunedu. They know you to be called Ma Akos. Happy birthday goes to Mrs. Comfort Esidu Ma Akos from Efia Kunedu.
All right. So happy blessed birthday. You are special because you were born in the month of speciality and uniqueness. Because you are born in this month, I want to say God bless you. God keep you and protect you. You couldn't have been born in any other month apart from July. You are wonderfully and fearfully made. So from your daughter and on my own behalf and all the July borns, I want to say God bless you. 10 minutes on top of the year one. It's exactly 10 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. Streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I came, I saw, and I conquered. Mr. Sowa, you're already here. God bless you. Thank you for coming around. I want to welcome you to PAPALAW Radio. Mr. Sowa, very affable organizer of GOSA, Kateko Students Association. In fact, my organizer, I'm the presido. All right, so God bless you. Thank you for coming around. David Santos, thank you for enjoying this show. If you enjoy the show, all right, and then my producers, Jude GH, and then all the staff, management, and listeners and viewers across the globe, PAPALAW Radio. We stream live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. We've been with you from 6 a.m. till now. Have a blessed day, have a wonderful day. Nanaba and next on your radio. Kofi will come your way with Ghana and Sense. Cheslina will come your way with Pillow Drive. The name remains PAPALAW Perfect, then navigator of the airwaves. PAPALAW Radio, we inform, we educate, and we entertain, building communities together with you. Straight up, don't crooked up. I'm out. Enjoy your day.
Can you bring the wafa? Power way now winya. Yamishira, Mamani Paya, the Foa, and Yanum. Yafanya Mistroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, Abraya Boya, Amoya Murae, Abeya, Fiyanara.